negative in the past, I don't know, what, 4 years that he's played this game.
Yeah.
So Demon 1, it's been shaky, it's been rough, but on this map specifically, he is on that raise, which when we were looking at the stats, it's his only positive character this year.
Yeah, he has been, you know, really a shell of the Demon 1 that everybody grew to love and know. Again, the same Demon 1 that made that champs run back in 2023, but for I think this is such a fun story because for ASAPS, it's again continuing the consistency.
Yes.
Right? It's about continuing to deliver. And for Demon 1, it's how do you return back to that form? Speaking of how you get back into that form and how you deal with everything that's gone on. Earlier, we spoke with King about the perks of having a multicultural roster. Take a listen, see what he had to say.
I like joke around like Nathan because there's some like French is like really hard to pronounce. I just like start like joking around him. Like I say like, okay, how do you say like croissant? Because that's how I would pronounce it, you know, like croissant. And he's like, oh, croissant. I'm like, oh, yeah, bro, like croissant. Like I have no clue how to pronounce it, you know. So we just go like back and forth and just saying like funny things, and I teach him like how to say like thank you, hello, some words that I might not be able to say, but you get the drill. And I mean, definitely like exchanging like words between each other. It's fun. We do it like, I think we've done it since the very beginning of the team, literally.
You know, it is fun to get situations like this and teams like this where you're pulling players from a bunch of different regions and cultures and, you know, with the same goal in mind, right?
Yeah.
It's the same goal that a couple of players on both of these teams have had the privilege of flirting with or at least accomplishing. And again, it is the hardware, the big one at the end of the year. We are being told that it is a slight audio issue, and I'm being told that we should get through it very, very quickly. Again, Dre, we talked about the bigger story, right? We talked about stakes and what's at hand here, the chance for a run at Bangkok. Then we talked about the heavyweight fight, right, of Demon 1 and ASAPS. I actually want to zoom in a little bit more here, and I want to ask your opinions on Lotus, because as you think about the year that they've had, for Leviathan, they had the opportunity to go to Haven, a map that's very strong for them. Instead, they opt to go for Lotus, a map that they have not shown this year. What are your thoughts on that approach?
That's the advantage. They haven't shown it at all this year, and they've been strong on it historically. Now, MIBR, they've shown a lot, 2 different compositions already, and they haven't...
And both bad.
Yeah, exactly, and they haven't really been able to get anything going on it. So they have the tactical advantage here, you would think. But then again, with how Fraud prepared against EG yesterday, you just don't really know what you're going to get out of this map. It's really going to come down to who starts off hot.
We did just see ASAPS sit back up, no longer reclined, and that's a good sign because it means we are just about to start the map. Again, a best of 3 win elimination on the line, Lotus, Pearl, and then if necessary, we'll be going over to Split, and I lied to you guys. ASAPS is going to have to recline one more time because we do still have another audio issue at hand. I think the other interesting thing as we think about Lotus is, yes, Leviathan haven't shown it, but I think you're hitting the nail on the head here. It feels to me like Leviathan are intentionally going to what feels like a weakness for MIBR instead of a strength of theirs.
Exactly, and Fraud is going to play into that. I mean, he already played mind games yesterday with Prodder. He's going to do it today with Itopata. And here's the thing, though. If Leviathan get frustrated like they did against G2, and we see another interview where the head coach is basically saying, hey, like, I don't know what they're doing. This isn't them. They're not even going by the game plan. That's going to be so bad for Leviathan because MIBR took full advantage of that same scenario against EG yesterday when they just completely flustered them and shut them out in that second map.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest pitfall, if you will, for Evil Geniuses yesterday, and I wouldn't expect to see that happen for Leviathan, but I mean, it's certainly something that was a key to the success for MIBR yesterday and is something worth discussing here. I think for MIBR, as we think about, again, the gauntlet that they've had to go through, lower bracket from the very beginning, if they were to advance here, if they were to somehow get past Leviathan, this would be a top 4 showing for them, and the best performance MIBR has had in a bracket run since the beginning of the partnership era. This is a mark, potentially, for, an entire redefining of MIBR and what they stand for.
And it's all built around ASAPS.
He is going to be on the raise. Again, Demon 1 joining him.
Yeah, it's a trap setup here from Leviathan as well. It's going to be a full-on clash here.
A lot of presence on either side. So Paranoia has already gone out. Demon 1 already dealing a fair amount of damage. ASAPS down to 20 HP. RT not much better off. But he's trying to creep around. MIBR getting a couple of the opening kills. The attack standing strong. Or at least attempting to. As LEV, a little battered and a little scattered, have to reset.
Yeah. MIBR weathered that storm very well, dodging a lot of that utility and getting the opening blows in this first map of Lotus. And what's most impressive to me is the discipline afterwards.
Yeah, not forcing it, not really leaning into the number situation you may have on A.
Yeah, Calm was hunting. He was trying to get another kill right there, trying to get a get back. But MIBR, they played that so well. This Molly could do a lot of damage here. It could take some members of MIBR out, but it's popped a little bit too early.
Remember how weak some of these are. It's going to delay for a little bit. The rotation starting to come over on the side of the defense. Calm, the last one to arrive at the scene, is Tex and Calm both opened it up. He's left by himself, though. Has to take a step back, 1v3. Remember how insane he was in their first series.
Spike planted.
He's got a lot to do here. 42 HP. In a 1v3 and a little bit of time to play around it. A hand betraying Noswer, but patient on the swing, spotting 2 and not finding any. MIBR get the pistol.
And discipline was the name of the game on this round for MIBR. They avoided all that utility that Leviathan threw at A, got the trades in their favor, and didn't overextend when Calm was trying to even the numbers. That just gave them the full advantage. And yeah, Tex, he delayed for a long time and the flood came through. But even right here, the triple swing to just secure the round, the first pistol, it goes the way of MIBR, and they're starting off hot here in this elimination match.
Are you really picking up right where they left off yesterday? They had a ton, they had success really in every facet of the game yesterday, but that was something they were able to do well. A little pacey here out from LEV towards A. Demon One's gone exploring. Just has a classic.
Yeah, very timid, but the pressure was there. It's a fast speed up towards C. So just very basic protocols right now from MIBR. The consistent push and pull that happens. And Leviathan, they're left to their devices, seeing if they can do any damage here.
Spike planted.
Maybe snag a round away. And it was kind of a half-hearted buy here for MIBR. 2 ghosts still in play. ASAPS the only one with some heavy weaponry.
The makings of the old
and he swaps. Yeah. Look at this. This is so smart. ASAPS, he's going to try to get as many kills as he can. They're trying to get that showstopper, but he's worse for wear.
They know where he is, and now all position has been given away. If Leviathan were intending to die to the spike, that task has just gotten notably more difficult.
Yeah, this is a solid approach on the anti-eco, or on the eco round for Leviathan. If ASAPS gets going right there, you saw what the game plan was, what the idea was. It was to try to get as many orbs as possible, but with everybody falling to the spike right there, you do not feed that. That showstopper will not get brought into the bonus round or a potential first gun round. So already the strategic mind games being played between both teams. And that's something I want to keep attention to, Doug, in this match, is the head-to-head of Noswer and King. Also, this one right here, ASAPS Demon 1.
That was what we were talking about earlier, yeah.
That's a stat you were talking about. So these are the 2 head-to-heads, though, that I want to focus on the most.
Where are you?
Got a bit of a standard default from MIBR towards A, but this time a bit of a different flavor from LEV. Looking to take some of that space towards C. That's a deep turret, too.
Yeah, it's going to give a lot of info. I don't think MIBR even cared, though. They're kind of brute forcing their way towards this A. Looks like there will be a pivot towards that B site after the manipulation of rotations.
Or at least the attempt at that, for sure.
Yeah, I think they want to give a little bit extra to keep that third member of Leviathan here, because already you look at the mini-map, Natank, he's already making his way to be a close rotate here.
King is the one in danger. If they decide to split towards B, they've got the alarm bot to help main, but King's the one who's going to get overwhelmed. Not really able to fight back, no help around. And now numbers the way of the attack, the spike planted too. Do they scale? Not Tank and Tex. Shoulder to shoulder. And they're so paranoid about what else could be happening on the map. Look at how far Calm is, back still towards A. Not really accelerating, that's 1 kill found. Numbers now even.
It's a good opener, but what can Demon 1 do here? He does have the satchels.
Both timed and at the ready. Shannon buying a little bit more time with Paranoia. Tex has to take a step back.
The time's running low, Doug.
This is taking a very long time. Maybe too long. That's the bonus going the way of MIBR. If you're MIBR here, again, this is a map that you've struggled on this year. This is an excellent start.
And this start is all thankful to some really great calling from Noswer so far. Being able to manipulate those rotations towards the A site. Also, just the call of the investment on that anti-eco round that they had.
One enemy
Remember, we saw a stinger, we saw 2 ghosts, but into this bonus round, it was a full buy from MIBR.
That's the benefit of that, of the way that they invest like that, right? You put a little bit in, then you carry 2 ghosts, and depending on how the round goes, you still have plenty of options.
So they do win the bonus, and their economy, it's starting to build up. You have Nowser sitting on 6K.
Natank has a Bucky, no armor. What are you going to do there? Takes an aggressive line towards B. But MIBR, they've just been so focused, so insistent on A, and well, it's worked.
Yeah, and even when there was a stack here from Leviathan, they avoided it.
Yeah. Oh, the Bucky might find some value.
Yeah, unless Demon 1 peaks a little too soon here. Cortesia.
Oh, but then you still wouldn't be expecting him there, surely.
No, yeah, 1-for-1 would be ideal for Leviathan.
Yep.
But, I mean, Cortesia is playing this so smart. He doesn't really need to go. He's waiting for his team to make some moves. Now, there's the info. He's going to get crunched here, but a little bit too early is Natank.
Yeah, he tries forcing the matter. Well done by Cortesia there.
And look at the walk into A as well on the minimap. Cortesia doesn't even fall. I thought he was going to go down.
I don't know how he hit that.
I mean,
That was a full 180.
and he's had so many moments like that, even yesterday. He did the same exact thing to Derek. Tex, this is somebody that started off hot against G2. He does get an upgrade to that Vandal.
Right there.
But the round is done. That's 4 in a row now for MIBR. And right now, the game plan, it's working to perfection. What a strong start. And that's really making a statement.
You know, we can have the conversation around, again, the pick for LEV going into Lotus, right? When Haven was open, a map that they had found success on, they chose to go with what had only been played in scrims, too. And again, yes, it was a map that MIBR had struggled on, but I mean, with how this has played out so far, that's gross. With how this has played out so far, you wouldn't think that's the case.
No, not at all. Fraud, he implemented such a great game plan so far. The leadership that ASAPS has also instilled in some of these rookies, giving them the confidence to do what we just witnessed from Cortesia. Like, MIBR have really shown that they're a force to be reckoned with in this tournament.
Cortesia, the only one towards A right now.
Yeah, and that's such a great stun to get that C default out, but it's a trap play set up here from Leviathan.
The Paranoia could be really good, but where's the follow-up swing? Covered by the smokes, they have to take a step back.
Another full dodge of utility for MIBR, and on top of that, they used a smoke. So even if there was a trap, I mean, if you're LEV, you have to just spam.
Artsine just picked up his ult. I think that was what they were looking for, and if that was the case, then mission accomplished.
Yeah, and it's the way that they went about getting that as well. They avoided all disaster. The danger is gone, and that's utility burn now from the side of Leviathan that isn't going to be there for the retake.
I mean, it wasn't nothing invested on the side of MIBR either. They dropped a Paranoia of their own, and
Yeah, but they gain a breach ult.
sure.
And now everything is going to ride on these 2 anchors of this A site. Calm. He's got to be very careful if he goes down here.
He's stunned. And there's the Rolling Thunder, paving the way, forging a path for MIBR to move. With no real resistance on the site, Leviathan decides to take a step back, try to regroup, try to refresh, and then go. Calm finding the first success. A little bit of lethality, but way more needing to come through.
There.
Eyes on Demon 1 here. Again, the Raze has been his best agent this year, but ASAPS getting the best of him from down in hell. King being able to overwhelm, numbers the way of the defense. Noswer and Shenum trying to do it on their own. It's now left onto the rookie, a 1v3. Members of Leviathan both weak. Yes. Spam just narrowly whizzing by his ear, but Tex is able to hold it, gets it down to 1. Time is short. He's going to try to reposition, but not able to get away in time. And it was halved. Leviathan finally on the board.
Yeah, signs of life for Leviathan, and it's because of this kid on your screen right here, Calm. He was a big part of success early on for Leviathan in their first match, and for him to get heated up and warmed up like this, it could be exactly what Leviathan need to bring this one back to even.
I mean, that's the first step for sure.
He was in the face of so much fire. Yeah, well, not even close. Yeah,
I would respectfully disagree with you there, but I mean, that's just me.
What an insane stat. Calm is 5-2 against ex-teammates. Hoping to further that here against ASAPS.
Still a couple of ults on the side of the attack. I namely look towards Naz's ult. If they try to hit onto Calm one more time, I mean, he's one pip away from his ult, but he's alone.
Yeah, and I feel like this time if he does fall back to that pit area on A, he's going to get punished. So another good call, though, from Nosware, understanding where the weak side is most of the time.
Yeah. Early signs, let Calm find safe passage out from the site. And again, it's going to be a 5v5 retake on A.
Yeah, and how are you going to deal with ASAPS here in this aggressive position? You know he's there.
You have to try to flush him out. What in the world?
Off of the satchel?
Again. Cortesia is insane.
Yeah.
Still a 4v4 though, as things begin to calm down.
And if you're LEV, you have to walk in main right here. You know that there's a trap play in heaven. That's the cue.
Brief tension starting to build. ASAPS surrounded, not able to resist, not able to contribute.
One enemy remains.
And again, the retake seems to be fruitful for Leviathan. There's really nothing that MIBR can do.
And again, Calm surviving, not playing in the same spot as he did the previous round, but it was the Viper smoke that blocks off tree that was the impact there. ASAPS thinks he has somebody covering him, but he doesn't. Everyone's able to walk in stairs right here once that Viper smoke goes up, and everybody gets to look and isolate ASAPS in that fight. Once that drops, you just have the numbers game. And that retake, it looks so damn good. Back-to-back rounds for Leviathan. And now, look at all the ultimates on the side of LEV. They can further this streak of momentum that's happening.
There.
The tides have turned. There's still a little bit of fight in here for MIBR though. ASAPS again, one away from his rocket. Calm playing a ratty angle in the pit. What is that?
Toxin screen down.
Yeah, he's all alone here though. Don't think it'll matter too much. MIBR, they're all geared up towards B, but a lot of these ultimates from the side of Leviathan are perfect for what is a B hit.
He's got the ult primed in at the ready. Off of the stun, they satchel out, they dog too. What's the cue for them to go? There it is, the lockdown drop, the nightfall as well.
I mean, there's nowhere to really play this spike from. You kind of have to force the issue.
Or you have to give up the space, try to live to fight another day! And of course it's ASAPS, who else?
Yeah, but so many players detained. There's a chance for LEV to bring this back.
If they can find them, but they've got to go hunting and they have to go fast. As it settles down, Calm again delivering. Now they've got the neural theft. They're going to have to navigate around. And MIBR have found safe passage out. They're going to reposition back towards A, and King's ahead of it.
Yeah, he guessed correctly here.
The question is, does he try to play this aggressively? Yes, it seems like he will. Not waiting for his teammate.
This is so smart.
All on his shoulders. That's a spike on the ground. But double-faced again, Calm left alone. A 1v2. Shenum deciding to commit to the spike plant as Calm goes hunting.
Oh, he's finding the timing, Doug.
Creeping around the corner, but he's not looking the other way.
Oh, and if you're Calm, this is so tough. This is so hard to predict.
Passing right by each other here is, again, this little game of ring around the rosy continues. Calm, no real idea of where they might be. Has a spit, but he doesn't really have info. He doesn't really have time.
This is so difficult if you're Calm.
And he's guessed the wrong way. This just went from hard to harder. The 50-50 not going his way. Now position given up.
50 HP.
Cam cleared. And now the paranoia. That should clean things up. But 3K from the Sentinel as MIBR gets to 5.
And it's Cortesia with these nasty flicks that he keeps getting. The trades are so quick. The tap of the spike onto B, baiting out 2 ultimates, Doug. The Killjoy ult, the Fade ult. And now you're left but wondering, was there a little bit of miscommunication on the squad of Leviathan here to invest both of those ults with the spike not even being down?
One enemy remaining.
Also of trying to front ASAPS in that moment. He takes out 2 players in heaven alone when he was just going to get detained for free. And there you see the frustrations already settling in with the coach. A huge mistake made by Leviathan.
Oh, they're fully sending here. Shenum has TP back C, but they're winning the fight on every single front. And of course, who else? Cortesia again.
An obliteration. And remember, he started off so rough for this MIBR squad. His second match against Cloud9, he goes even. Yesterday, that's when we really saw some signs of life from this rookie. And today, he's just on a different level, it appears. So warmed up, so ready to play. He's hit some phenomenal shots already.
It feels like MIBR really have picked up right where they left off. And you know, that's something that we see sometimes across esports, across traditional sports, whatever. Teams that are having to go on this lower bracket run have that momentum. They have the, you know, you don't really have a break. You don't get iced or anything like that. It's just, you're just going day after day. And that can be where these magical runs come from. And I know it's early days, but MIBR are putting together a very impressive first half on Lotus.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions. Is this a one-time bounce back, or are MIBR truly revitalized? And right now, it's looking like they really are the real deal, Doug. A lot of these shots that are hit, and even just the way that the trades are going their way, nobody falling this time around. Complete chemistry, complete teamwork in effect. And calmness as well. Very poised for a team full of rookies.
I mean, that's what they were talking about on the desk. Remember, they were asking about Cortesia, what is it that makes him so special? And they said he's calm. And you just saw that play out right there. I think he stepped up in a pretty tremendous way. Currently sitting at 11-5.
It's absurd. This is really a breakout performance for him. And he's only been getting better and better as the matches go on.
Yep.
And that's what's so dangerous about this MIBR team. It really does make you think, I mean, given a little bit even more time, they might be the dark horse of this lower bracket.
See the head coach for MIBR trying to command the troops. A 4-round lead for them. I think another thing that we kind of have to call out here, and this goes back to yesterday, in map 2 against EG, MIBR went 7-0 in gun rounds. 7-0.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Leviathan found a little bit of success here, but it's worth repeating. MIBR do not feel like they've missed a step.
And Leviathan, they need to get something going for themselves. Maybe after that timeout, you find a way to get some value out of this Odin that's in Calm's hands. Maybe getting a tank online. Tex, we've already seen the damage he could do with that Sheriff on the eco rounds. The eco rounds was one of the only things that Leviathan looked really good at against that squad of G2 in the previous match.
MIBR looked like they were waiting for a little bit of aggression on the other side of the timeout.
Yeah, they've been doing a real good job of identifying where the trap plays are from LEV and maneuvering around them in such a good manner. Bombardment of utility on the C site. It does get avoided by Tex, and here's that Odin.
Hotspot satcheling across. The rest of the team trying to follow. Shenum's the only one who's joined. Demon 1 already down. The Odin needs to find a little bit more success. Yeah, 1 is great, but a weapon has been upgraded too.
Down, C.
The defense seems to be holding for now. They seem to be doing a really good job. Calm has to stay concealed. That's another one found, not able to transfer. ASAPS left in a 1v2. Both weapons upgraded, but Natank is so weak. And this freeze out from ASAPS. He has to try to isolate, get a pick, and then get it down to the 1v1.
30 seconds left.
But Natank playing this beautifully, not giving him any opportunity.
Yeah, now you're wondering if that previous IGLing from this man right here, King, if that's playing a factor into this, understanding how ASAPS likes to play these 1v2 scenarios. Had the enjoyment of watching him do that stuff for an entire year, making such a deep run at champs with it.
I don't know how he even saw him.
A fickle dance right there, but the paranoia
One enemy remaining.
It gets the job done. The tank just needs to tuck and hide away like he will. And ASAPS doesn't get the clutch. Leviathan, they bring that round back. Something that was so good for them against G2 was the eco rounds. And this one, it wasn't a complete eco. They had an ode and a Vandal, the sheriff from Tex, like I mentioned. And that was enough to get the job done. But can you do it in an actual rifle round?
Player standing.
That was crispy out from Tex.
Yeah. He's so damn good with that
Last player
sheriff.
standing.
So mechanically skilled. And this one. Yeah.
Whatever works,
Exactly,
I guess.
exactly.
Yeah, sure.
It's stressful to be a Leviathan coach this early on in the year.
Fast towards A from Lev.
The push and pull once more. MIBR, they're willing to take that C mount space. But Tex and Com, they're the ones that got a lot of the entries. They're late for the rotations last time around.
Lots of utility here. Got a couple of nanos, a turret, the orb. I mean, trying to tank that orb and then get popped by the molly is, I mean, you're just dead.
Yeah, at MIBR, they don't want to fiddle with that. Opting to leave, trying to re-clear some of that space at A.
Well, the thing is, Leviathan have had A control since the beginning of the round.
But MIBR are aware of that. So you're about to see a set retake on this A space.
They try to go off of the stun and the satchels from ASAPS.
And how can the Tonk help Demon 1 here in this moment?
I don't know that he can.
There is a showstopper, though, from Demon 1.
And it's popped.
No value.
No. But it's going to buy time and it's going to buy space.
And Com, he's repositioned on this close left angle. This could go unchecked.
It's going back to that utility that we were talking about before.
Yeah, they hear the footsteps.
They don't really have anything to clear this out either.
30
The nades are
seconds
gone, the satchels are gone.
Oh, great break of the molly, though, from Cortezia. What a heads-up play.
That's only one, though. More to be found. The paranoia's going to connect onto Com.
But they don't jump the gun.
Both there, all three as they try to funnel out.
Last player
And it's a
standing.
blender. They can't find any way through. The push and pull, all going the way of Lev.
And that was so weird from MIBR. The paranoia came through. It connects straight onto Com, so clearly they have the set idea that there could be somebody there. But they don't run through that Viper smoke and take the challenge.
They just never looked that way.
Yeah, and that angle was paranoid, like I said. But the timing of running out and actually executing on the site, it wasn't there. And now the Leviathan members are getting hyped. They know they're back in this.
Another timeout called, this time on the side of MIBR. And you're right, it does feel like momentum shift. Leviathan putting together a couple of rounds.
And I will say that this is a great time for MIBR to reinforce their game plan. They don't want to overheat just because they're ahead. A lot that's been working for them has been manipulating rotations, the little back and forth, but the C hits have been what's been letting them down. So maybe a little bit more oomph of baiting the utility out at C and then ending somewhere else. Because right now, Tex and Com are just a duo of nightmares on that C site. With that being said, MIBR will force a Vandal upon ASAPS. Let's see what he can get done here. There is a Breach Ultimate online as well for Artsy, and that's the second one of the match.
Along with a Bucky.
And for me, this kind of leads me to believe it could be a little bit of A pressure, then a lean towards B where that Bucky can get some value. ASAPS is able to take those long-range duels.
It seems like Lev are ahead of that. They have some of the Killjoy utility there.
Yeah, but ASAPS, he's creeping forward. The timing on this set play, it's not really there. Shenum will get out of dodge, and ASAPS, he gets the freebie.
On to Demon 1, who has had a very, very quiet half so far.
I think he was sitting at like 1 and 8.
No 1 and 9 now.
Yeah, I mean, there is a weapon there, and they do want to grab it. ASAPS.
A lot of pressure on Worm. That tech hit did not get hit. He's got a position to make a play here. Meanwhile, King getting 2.
Down A.
The forced attempt here is not really coming to fruition for MIBR.
Yeah, I'm not really quite sure what the call was there
Player standing.
from the side of Noswer. I mean, ASAPS, he creeps ahead of that trap play, set up on A, gets that first blood, and it looked like they wanted to try to get that rifle out of that into one of their hands, but there was a breach ultimate that was invested in that round at B, but there was still so many members at A to deal with that.
Right.
And nothing to really back up ASAPS when he was taking more aggressive space right there. Maybe a little bit of unfortunate timing, right? The barrel being shown through the wall.
Through the wall, yeah.
So maybe if ASAPS gets by that little angle,
Enemy remaining.
maybe they could have gotten something going, but you're going to be wishing that you had that breach ultimate going into this round.
Op on the board for Demon 1. We haven't seen that at all.
And look at this little tangle that's been happening in this match. I mean, MIBR looked like they were running away with it. Leviathan are right back.
There.
Toxins going up.
Calm back to A, where he was able to net some success at the beginning.
Pay close attention to the tank spot right here. Oftentimes, a lot of these close corners get unchecked this late into a half. Calm.
That's big. That's a duelist.
That's ASAPS. What a great trade, though. The tank. Not wise on spamming through that Viper smoke in stairs, but re-aggression right now from Demon 1 and King.
They've gotten a lot of space towards B. And so maybe they push their way through that, but you don't really have control anywhere else on the map. The extremities are entirely uncovered.
What's working in their favor, though, is that the spike has not been planted yet.
This is big. Shenum has to find a lot of value here.
Oh, it looks like King is...
He's playing anti.
I think King is wise to this. He's swinging
They
it hard.
knew. The satchel was there, and you're right. They clear the 50. Now the paranoia. They know
Great
exactly
nade.
where they are. Our team's a little bit beat, a little bit battered, and now he's dead. Dealt with.
Enemy remaining.
A second for Demon 1. And the round seemingly going the way of Lev. No heroics from MIBR here.
And an even half, just like that, in the snap of a finger. Leviathan, it was based off of the retakes, a little bit of heroics from Calm personally, but then they brought it back together as a team with set trap plays, re-aggression, and confidence in their retake. And this man with the Odin, putting in some damage.
I mean, a lot of heroics out from Calm, a lot of heroics out from Tex, and then King had some big moments too as they tried to manage the disadvantage. They were down big.
Yeah.
Claw their way back into this, get us to a 6-6 half, and I think this feels like the first time we've seen MIBR pushed since, what, map 1 yesterday?
Yeah.
It's an entirely different situation. We still have one more half of Lotus to play. We've got Liz, who's standing by with 2G Spike right on the stage. Liz, take it away.
Thank you so much, Doug. I'm here with 2G's Spike here. Give it up for Spike, everyone. So you won America's Ascension as their duelist, but you are 17, so you're too young to play in the Americas League. Talk to me about what it's been like watching your team on the stage play without you, for now.
Você ganhou o Ascension como o duelista pro time, mas você só tem 17, então tem que esperar para jogar. Como é que tem sido ver de fora o seu time jogando?
Cara, é uma sensação meio esquisita, porque eu tô lá, tipo, vendo dos treinos, vendo tudo de fora, vendo os erros que eu não via antes, então tá sendo bom pra mim esse tempo, e é isso.
It's been a little weird because I'm there, you know, when they're practicing, but I'm also seeing the mistakes I couldn't see before, you know, things that don't really work. So in the end, it's like kind of good too.
Looking at Americas as a whole, who are your top 2 teams to go to Bangkok?
Você olhando para todos os times que estão hoje na Américas, qual são os seus top 2?
G2 e Loud ou MIBR, eu tô entre esses dois ainda, mas eu acho que Loud.
G2 and MIBR and Loud, I am a little, you know, but I think Loud.
Okay, why Loud?
Por quê?
Cara, a Loud tá sendo muito sólida nesse kickoff. E eu acho que eles estão se dando muito bem com o estilo de jogo deles. Com o Kawasin, com o DG também tá sendo uma boa adição pro time. O Vini como GL eu acho que tá sendo muito bom.
I think they're showing a very solid performance with Kawanzin, DG, and both the IGL. Vini is doing a great job.
Everyone give it for Spike one more time. But we have a 6-6 half to get back to. So casters, the game is in your hands. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Liz. It's been a ferocious comeback from Leviathan to keep this competitive. MIBR looked like they were poised to run away, but lo and behold, we're tied at 6 at half.
I will say, this is the exact kind of fight MIBR wanted, proving they can stand toe-to-toe with Leviathan.
I would say that's yet to be proven. We'll see how things shake out. I think as we go back to the match against EG, they ran away with it, right? They were able to just kind of stomp them, but tested for the first time in a little while. Now, their mettle being tested on the defensive side. You have a Haunt early out towards A. Meanwhile, the Viper wall back there too.
Yeah, putting so much doubt and uncertainty in the minds of MIBR. And now King. He has a real chance to shine here on this attack half. What kind of set plays are going to be done here? Bait of a trap here, Shenum. He gets dropped.
So fast. As soon as the wall went down, he did too.
Yeah.
Big out from Demon 1 too. You know, you start to talk about getting momentum and getting these kills online. Cortesia seems to have never slowed down. Second, almost snapping onto the third.
Even numbers.
But the attack nipping at his heels, and now a little bit of room to work, but they still have to get past this though, and ASAPS has regen armor and a ghost. Really nice position from Calm too, but he cannot resist.
He can't execute.
And now the spike in this weird no man's land situation where they don't know if the pressure's coming in from B or through the door. Demon 1 with 3 on the round.
Doubling his kills.
The raise against the fade. Space taken, space garnered. Spike sunk into the soil of the Site C.
And look at the HPs right now. Ospas, Ghost Light Armor, and a tank, Ghost Light Armor. Who can hit the shots when it really matters the most?
A little bit of space has been taken from the defense already against Snappy, but it's Natank over his shoulder. Demon 1 with 4. The pistol for Lev.
He's woken up. He was sharp. He was fast.
Snappy, but it's Natank over his
Ghost Light Armor. Who can hit the shots when it really matters the most?
A little bit of space has been taken from the defense already against Snappy, but it's Natank over.
Now, getting so close to that showstopper. And that's how you want your star duelist to start off the pistol round on the attacking side.
Yeah, huge pistol out from him.
One enemy remaining.
And he needed that for himself. Again, the only character he's been positive on this year, and keep in mind, very limited sample size, has been Raze.
They've played 4 maps. This is the 5th, and every single one has had a different agent
Yeah.
for him.
And that's tough to be able to turn that on and off. Look, grabbing that orb at C.
One step closer to the rocket.
Ospas can't connect on the comm, but pressure was applied. Now you don't have to deal with that Raze nade here.
This gets really messy. They've got to win some of these gunfights early on, and the rifles are perfect for Lev.
It's all in the tank. It's all King. And it's all up to Ospas in a 1v5 with the Sheriff and 58 HP.
Not really even interested in giving them the fight.
No. He knows that Demon 1 will be trying to hunt for that orb, even if Ospas takes him down. There's a showstopper online regardless. And it looks like he's going to have to give it to him. Something that you probably didn't want to do. You wanted to avoid going up against that showstopper.
Yeah, not really forced.
Yeah.
Or not really given an option, though. You're
Right.
absolutely right. Forced into it is ASAPS trying to fall to something other than a member of LEV.
Yeah.
Anything but that. But unfortunately not going to be the case. Calm will get a little bit closer to his pit as well.
A very, very clean anti-eco from Leviathan. Much like MIBR. And right now on this bonus round, a chance
One enemy remaining.
for Lev to kind of run away with this thing.
And to return the favor.
Yep.
Remember, it was MIBR who were able to convert on the bonus in the first half.
Yeah, and it's all going to be back on the care package that Demon 1 has, that showstopper. Let's see if he can deliver.
A Sheriff for Calm.
Yeah, very interesting. He has so much money in the bank. Definitely could have bought up here, at least a stinger or something.
Something, yeah.
All right. Stun and a tap of a door at C. That gives a lot of info to Leviathan on what the setup might be.
Spike scooped up.
Yeah.
Attention towards A.
Yeah, King.
Oh, Nasr's got a lot to do here. He might be able to catch him. But the timing just not in his favor. So they're going to use the rocket. They're going to find the A is vacant. Oh, almost connecting. Our team feeling some of the pressure. Now utility invested in kind.
Very early on here. Maybe you'll see a quick speed up from MIBR, a fast flood.
This is big from LEV to have gotten this far. Again, if they want to convert the bonus, having not dropped a personnel here is massive. Shenum will fall. Demon 1 on the swing, connects onto a second, tries on the third, and delivers. 3 for him so far, and the bonus seemingly inevitable.
Talk about a resurgence. Look at that aim. That's the Demon 1 we all know. I mean, he was getting picked apart in his last series against G2. Not letting history repeat itself. And right now, Leviathan, it feels like they're running away with this one. And this is the struggle of running a breach on the defensive side. As soon as that fault line comes out, it can be kind of obvious of what the setup is. And running into a post plant against that Viper pit. And running into a defensive side, as soon as that fault line comes out, it can be kind of obvious of what the setup is. And running into a post plant against that Viper pit. Against that Viper smoke right there at stairs, it could be so hard. Just of running this down.
Find you.
C space gathered here. Buy here from MIBR, so choosing to MIBR.
Second time, third time's a charm.
Yeah. Interesting to put it on the Omen.
Yeah, I think they showed a lot of cool ideas with the Omen TP on Haven as well. So you imagine they've got something up their sleeve here.
A big key to success for Leviathan is King's individual performance. He puts up big numbers on that IGL roll.
If they try to brute force their way towards C, this could spell danger. A suck nade, the trip. There's still another one further up, and now refresh smoke. The only place they've gained some space here is Calm, towards A. He's got to be quiet. He's got to be careful. Shenum's not far off. This kill is big. It's huge.
Just barely caught looking the other way. Now Shenum, he still has that paranoia online. The jump spot will give all of MIBR the info.
Yeah, I mean, time is of the essence. They don't really have a bunch of opportunities here.
But they're running into the judge. It's a stack play.
Now Tank on the other side. Our team with so much to do and again overwhelmed. Corners closing in.
10 seconds left.
Managing to get the spike down. This was a lighter buy for MIBR, but there was enough investment to have a shot at this. But that window's just seemingly getting smaller and smaller. Lev gets to 10. That's full steam ahead for the attack.
And I'm expecting a timeout right now from Fraud, because even in the player cams, I saw Artsine when he falls right there have a lot of frustration on his face. So maybe the pressure weighing in the minds of MIBR a little bit right now. This is their opportunity to have a little bit of a reset. There's the timeout. Fraud, I mean, you think of all the experience he's had, not only in his own career, but in coaching in this game specifically. If there's anyone that can do it, it could be him to get his team back into the game, get them right into the mindset. Right now, the IGLing of King. He's been putting on a clinic against MIBR on this attack half of Lotus.
You mentioned a couple of rounds ago how it feels like that's a key to the success for this squad. And, you know, when this roster was built, you wouldn't think that he'd be the one top fragging consistently, but
yeah,
he's contributing in every facet of the game, right? He's fragging, he's calling. King's been so integral to their success.
Yeah, whether even last year, whether it was King and Osbos or King and Mizzino, he's always been a top performer for this squad.
Yeah.
He's always had the ability to lead and execute under pressure.
8 rounds in a row going back to the first half. MIBR they've just been spinning wheels.
Yeah, what a streak. And again, like I said, Artsine, he showed a lot of frustration after that last round, getting timing to Tank, running out of that front B smoke so perfectly.
Eyes rise to turn tides on the other side of this timeout for MIBR. They've got to find something, anything, to hang their hat on.
The problem is, Leviathan have done such a good job of this constant push and pull of identifying where the trap plays are, baiting them out, and then picking the right sites to end on. I mean, again, this should be a free B site. Nazwar, he has to give.
Immediately pushed off the angle, yeah.
Demon 1, the head-to-head here against ASAPS.
Remember, he's been heating up. He's been getting warm. Meanwhile, it's been all quiet from MIBR for a while.
Showstopper online now for ASAPS.
He's got to be the catalyst. Again, a dump of utilities, the spike ticks away.
The problem is he has no satchels to really pop out of this choke.
Arteen's in a really good position, though. He's gotten behind them. Between that and ASAPS crunching in on the other side, a kill traded back and forth. But again, this has been the trap.
Last player standing.
That's what slipped the net. And now Tex is left in a 1v2. No utility to play around. He's going to have to win these gunfights on his own. And he does! A 3K for Tex, the Red Bull clutch for LEV.
In the face of fire, the stable aim will prevail. Tex, he barely moved his crosshair right there. But he was cold with it. And he's been creeping up on that scoreboard as well. He wants the top spot.
Enemy remaining. Clutch.
Cold out from Tex, man.
His mechanics just feels like they've getting better and better. And Calm, he's hyping up his teammates here too. Popping out of his seat. They can feel it. They know this map is theirs. There was a bit of a fight in the first half from MIBR, but LEV, they've really taken this one right out of their hands. And now an Outlaw in the hands of Demon 1.
We're starting to see a lot of the cracks that have been problem points, pain points, if you will, for MIBR and Lotus. And then when you have the heroics and, you know, the swing rounds going against you as well, it's hard to overcome.
Especially with a team that has limited experience. So early on for this MIBR squad. Shenum, he's one of those rookies. He's been having a rough one.
Oh, the spit right at his feet, too.
Yeah, and you'll take that trade, a spit for a Paranoia, any day.
A lot of presence towards C. They might try to split this again, given where Calm's positioned.
30 seconds.
It's going to be a late lurk from him.
That's only tagging onto one. A lot can be done there for our team.
Tex again with a Molly lineup kill and then the follow-up.
The spike is not in hand right now. They've got to be careful. This can capsize on them. Investing the ult is Tex, and now space gained. The question is, if you're Leviathan, do you flood? That nade
Doesn't break it.
no. Just barely, so it's going to buy some time. They try to fight in front of it, and ASAPS gets his 3. But he might. Oh, he clears the lockdown. And now the defuse is going to come through. I mean, what a mess that would have been.
That was so close. Can you imagine if he's just staring right at the spike, but he can't defuse it? But of course he clutches.
A knife's edge here.
He always does, Doug.
Player standing. One enemy remaining.
What a statement made from one of the best duelists to ever do it. The 1v2. Not allowing Leviathan to get to match point quite yet.
And finally, something to cauterize the bleeding. 9 rounds in a row. The streak has been broken.
That's disgusting.
But there's still much to be done.
If there was ever a way to start a comeback, it's off of ASAPS, the team that was formed around him. The rest of the pieces need to step up big now.
Got to capitalize on this momentum swing somehow. Demon 1 getting a little bit closer to, and now having that ult online. Is this the pop? Is this the go button? Yes, it is. Satchel's out, stunned, but not finding anyone home. Nazar has a big ult here on the retake attempt. Got to keep a close eye on that, and then the money is dreadful for the defense. You have to win here. They're knocking on the door. The Paranoia is out. The Nightfall 2. The tendrils connecting, excuse me, as Arteen falls. Off of the eye, Calm, deafened, dancing around, buying time. As MIBR are trying to get into the site. Leviathan buying for any space that they can get. Nazar's left alone, a 1v3, and he cannot convert.
That Fade ultimate just getting no value because of the positioning of Calm, playing in his Viper smoke once again. He's been really able to do some damage, playing around his smokes, around his utility. And Demon 1 now winning the head-to-head against ASAPS like that as well. it just really does feel like it could be the final blow on this map of Lotus for MIBR. It's a scrappy buy. Light armor across the board. ASAPS. He's the only one with that heavy hitting weaponry right now.
And he's in a position to make a play. He's got help over his shoulder. He's not alone, but Shenum's the first to fall.
And that paranoia, that hits everybody.
Is there acceleration on the other side of it, though? Yeah, it is, and it comes courtesy of Demon 1. That should do it. They've even invested the aggressive pit. Cortesia has been spectacular for MIBR these last 2 days, even having bright moments on this map, but this might be a little bit more than he can deliver. A flawless round as Leviathan roar back and take Lotus.
What an impressive attack half for Leviathan. Really masterful, outplaying the defensive trap plays, the positioning. And Demon 1, look at him sit at the top of that scoreboard, 18 and 12 on that raise, continuing his streak. Something that he struggled with a lot last year on NRG. A lot of people were bagging on him about how he played on that raise.
Well, and there's so much more in play than just the agent that you're playing, right?
Yes.
If you're a duelist, there's got to be pieces around you to help you go.
Up.
But I do think it's worth mentioning, too, for Demon 1 is he was 3 and 9 at half.
Yes.
I mean, that's the duality of man. I think we've ever seen it.
I mean, getting 15 kills on the attacking side, and it was all because of the start that he had. That pistol round where he gets the 4K, gets a lot of momentum going, follows that up, getting the showstopper up for that bonus round. It was such a masterclass on this map of Lotus, and with that win, Leviathan get one step closer to history repeating itself against MIBR.
And unfortunately for MIBR, the woes on Lotus continue. Now 0-3 on that map this year. Elimination is on the line. We will see what map 2 has in store for us. We'll be right back.
Oof, stuck paying for that old phone? Don't be. You know, at Verizon, we'll pay off your phone. And you'll get iPhone 16 on us. That's a value of up to $1,600, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
No, es muy buen timing. Es muy buen timing. ¿Cómo lo tiene por las espaldas? El primero y el segundo.
Agora, Artizzi na curta, de Buck, o primeiro, o segundo, vai Artizzi!
Here with Leviathan's Ito Pata, an incredible, especially second half of that map. You run away with Lotus. When I spoke to Tex earlier today, he said that you guys working on their fundamentals after the loss to G2. As the coach, from your POV, have they ever improved enough on those fundamentals, and are you satisfied with that performance to go into a map 2?
I mean, yeah, obviously when you win your map this dominantly, obviously you have like good fundamentals and everything. I think we improved a lot from what we showed against G2, and I'm really happy that we were able to show like our true face in the first map, and hopefully in the second as well.
Best luck on map 2.
Now, it started off great for MIBR, but when we flipped sides over to the second half, it was all Leviathan. They managed to pick up the victory in emphatic fashion here. Of course, you got Ender alongside Vansili as we break everything down. And let's talk about this comeback that Leviathan managed to pull off, because it was starting to look dire for a moment there, Ender. And then they just flip the switch.
Yeah, honestly, and I think it started with them having a couple of really solid rounds on that C side. It started with the half buy, it's the Sheriffs, and then this Odin in the hands of Calm. But back-to-back rounds, Leviathan put on solid C site defensive holds, and then were able to sort of get that momentum going back with a couple of big pop-off rounds from Calm and King.
I definitely want to know what was talked about during the timeout here from Ito Pata with the rest of the crew over at Leviathan, because it definitely looked like it was MIBR's game from the get-go. They had a solid plan from the very beginning to waste out the util from King, for example, and insert Aspas in these positions where inside sites he was winning so many duels and clearing up the area for MIBR to take, and not allowing here Leviathan to have that flood retake potential by missing that paranoia.
Yeah, you can't forget either going into the second half, like Demon 1 starting it off with that 4K on the pistol. He's got his showstopper ready for round 3. So they really ran away with it in the second half. But honestly, I think I was most impressed with how even Leviathan ended up keeping the first half, tying things up 6-6, considering that they were falling in these early fights consistently. At some point, it was 9-1 in first kill, first death to them. They were able to win a lot of those 4v5s from heroics from King.
Yeah, and I mean, there were so many of those plays where you see King, you're like, he's going to get 2. He's definitely going to get 2.
And he got 4.
And he gets 4, right? King had a phenomenal game without a doubt. But let's go ahead and jump over to the other side of the field and see what's going on with Coach Fraud as we get ready for map 2.
Here with Fraud of MIBR, obviously that last map, especially the second half, did not go your way. Just what happened in that second half that caused Leviathan just to run away with it?
I mean, some of the plans that we had in place, we just weren't executing on it. I think maybe we're going a little bit too aggressive, too fast. We know that they like to play a little bit slower. So we just got to remember back some of the concepts to beat teams that play that kind of defaulty style. So that was basically my focus talking to the guys after the map, is just to remember some of the ways that our play style works against the way that they play.
Right. On to your pick of map 2. Lotus, best of luck.
Thank you.
That's right, Elizabeth. It's actually Pearl. We got you covered there. We're a team. But yeah, there was something that Coach Fraud said there about, like they were going aggressive. They were playing in their face. And I actually think it was because of Demon 1's output in that first half. You see a guy busting out a solid 1 and 8. You're like, yo, send it. Like, why not, right? Why not? And what ended up happening is Demon 1, I mean, he was like, actually, I think I'll shoot you in the head now.
Yeah, no,
it was amazing.
Straight up. I mean, for context, the guy started off with 3 kills in the entire first half, and in the pistol round, second half, he gets 4. Ends that half with 15 to his name, and I truthfully believe, like, that is the potential that we know Demon 1 has, that we know he can have. And for me, when I look at this Leviathan team, well, they stayed competitive in that first half when he was underperforming. It went 6-6. This team can be good even if he's not at the top of his game, but if they're going to make that run, if they're going to be able to go to Bangkok to challenge here in Americas, we need not Demon 1 first half, we need Demon second half to be showing up consistently.
So a Demon 1 to a Demon 2 to a Demon second half?
Yeah, I like it. We'll see whether or not we get a Demon second half going into map 2 after this quick break. You don't want to miss it. We're going to Pearl, and we'll see you on the other side.
The setting has changed over to Pearl, a map that MIBR has historically found success on, most recently against Cloud9, but as we saw on map 1, Leviathan, they're a different beast, Trey.
Yeah, and this is either a tipping point right now for MIBR, or it's just a show of Leviathan just being better at the game overall, and it's going to be tough for MIBR. They're going to have to dig deep. The last time they played this map, what secured them the win over Cloud9 was individual heroics. The problem is, can you really fall back on that on a Leviathan that has been playing so well together? And Doug, what? Hold on. Look at the screen right now. The tank on Phoenix, Tex on Vice, and Demon 1 on Jet. I mean, listen, with the way that Demon 1 played that Yoru against his former teammate of Jogamo, it's no surprise to me that they were going to shake things up, but I did not expect to see the Phoenix out of the tank.
Oh, I think there are a few things here worth mentioning. They've gone to Demon 1 back on the Jet. They're busting out the Phoenix, but they're also moving away from the Tejo.
Yes.
Which I feel like Pearl is a map.
It seemed like a good Tejo map,
Yeah,
right?
it feels like it would be a really good Tejo map, but they have fully thrown everything out the window, and they've started, or at least decided to, reinvent their proverbial wheel. We will see how this comp plays out as they start off on the attacking side. Again, a map that was picked by MIBR.
Yes, and I do want to say that Natank does have a past of playing this Phoenix and EMEA and etc. And it's like his 7th most played champ of all time. So he does have the arsenal behind him. He has the confidence to pull off something like this. And on this map, when you can farm the orbs, especially on this attacking side, he can really put a dent in the defense of MIBR. So many flashes to deal with. He's already going to start off hot here. Our team's tucked behind this. The contact play.
He wasn't expecting him there.
What a flick. Look it.
That's a great start. I mean, that's exactly what you need. Still numbers even. King will fall. Shenum having to take a step back. A second consideration on where to plant the spike. Now confirmed.
Yeah.
And he's scaling up.
We've seen Tex be
Careful
so good
here.
in these moments.
Oh. Aborts the mission. Had a shot at it. Com just got to start back up. The second attempt is good when it's fruitful. As Cortezia falls.
And of course, Com is sitting here with the shock dart. It could be a combo flash. The 1-2, there it is. Here comes the spams.
Oh, it's going to connect on both of them. Through the wall, they never saw him. Shenum left alone in a 1v2. Paranoid trying to find something to fill the void, but he can't.
Disgusting teamwork from the NA duo here on Leviathan. Pairing up that Vice Flash and the Dart around the same time. There's too much to deal with here in the tank. He was getting flicky with it. I mean, he even flashed Shenum there. Of course, he gets taken out full blind, as most of us do in our ranked games, but...
Me and you, gang. Me and you, bro.
There it is. Pistol round going the way of Leviathan. And now that Phoenix ultimate sitting only 3 orbs away. You're surely going to have that on the bonus round. Oh.
Yeah, Artine has now shown up, and he's got a Bucky. But that first fight in A-Main not going their way.
Yeah, right now, the tank, he's
concealing the weapon. Well,
yeah, doesn't matter.
Nope.
The tank is hot right now. He is very, very hot. He's looking good.
He's already got his ult online.
Ult online. He has a Phantom as well. He's going to be able to buy full armor if he wants in the following round. And he can really choose where he wants to run it down 2 times in the next round. MIBR, this is going to be an uphill battle. It already feels like it.
Still early days, though. I mean, a pistol's a 50-50, and then you don't really convert anything the other way. I do think you're right, though. The Phoenix ult is going to cause problems in the bonus, but...
And he's been getting immense value with the flashes as well. A lot of players getting blind. What a shot from Demon 1 right there. I mean, you can see the confidence flowing right now on almost every single member on this squad. And Artsy, and he's sitting on a judge. I mean, it was heroics from him. I mean, you can see...
Though the Phoenix ult is going to cause problems in the bonus, but...
And he's been getting immense value with the flashes as well. A lot of players getting blind. Judge, I mean, MIBR against Cloud9. You recall that Bucky 4K he had on this A site. This time he will have a judge. A little bit easier to do, but even if you take out Natank here, that'll be info gathered. that Phoenix ultimate.
We're waiting for the Q. Calm grabbing the orb. Has a Bucky again. Starting to hear some of the utility, namely the drone, is going to bait out the knife. And so now with 1 minute and 13 seconds left, you take a look at the other side of the map. You've got presence up B long. Spike's still at A though.
Yeah, I think the tank is here just to full send it with maybe a dart lineup from Calm all the way in the back here. Draw rotations, get a lot of info, but Demon 1 getting picked off early there. It kind of changes the game plan now.
Why?
Because this could have been poised for a B split.
Sure. After
you use this Phoenix ult to draw rotations, now you're forced to go into an A split off the rip here. But there's already a heavy lean. That one pick from ASAPS on a Demon 1, it changes the entire shape of the round, but is it enough?
Nowtek popping the ult, the suck at his feet, he has to take a step back. That's a deadly duo there. Cortezia not able to connect.
A little bit of hope now.
Flames at his feet, Artine waiting for the right moment to strike, swings out, Judge connects, kill found.
Last player standing.
This does not seem like the bonus is going to go the way of Lev here.
No, and
10
it's
seconds left.
honestly such a shame. It was a really well drawn out round from King and Co. But Demon 1 falling early there, it just makes it obvious of what the game plan is going to be. No more B pressure. The A split is inevitable. And MIBR, they hold it down, avoiding what could have been disaster. I mean, that was a quick shot.
One enemy remaining.
But a little too eager, a little too early was Demon 1.
The A split is inevitable.
Phoenix ult not getting value. That was a crazy stat we just witnessed. Leviathan won 100% of the rounds. They were up 5v4.
Calm one away from his ult here. You imagine they're going to try to get him that orb and then reset. Once again, King, this time without Demon 1, exploring towards B. And ASAPS has taken such an aggressive line.
But he's not peeking all the way out. He's waiting for an off angle, waiting for a walk up. There wasn't a pickup smoke B put down there yet.
Meanwhile, while all of that was happening, Calm did grab the orb.
Yeah. Right now just fully working the map. They're going to re-clear ASAPS off of this angle with the drone.
He's alone. There's nobody helping him over his shoulder. Procs a dash, tries to get away, and they don't continue the pursuit.
But this is really good. You push ASAPS off of that deep B line. You deny that information to MIBR. So now if you do decide to go towards an A split, there shouldn't be a full stack, but proactivity from the side of MIBR on a Demon 1.
Yeah, they know. The knife tagged him. They've got to know exactly where he is. He's been forced into the corner, taking one down with him. Clean out from Tex.
That was so quick.
The spike now making its way over to A. And again, it's a foot race from the defense. They're trying to gather together, and it seems like they have a pretty good setup here. There's a lot for Shinham to do there.
And he does it.
One kill found in the face of the shock. Cannot stand. And so numbers the way of the attack, but time is really short here.
10 seconds.
You cannot fumble this. 10 seconds left. They've got to commit to getting the spike down. They succeed. Calm's on site. Yeah, he has the ult, but he's got no way to use it safely.
He's got to get out of here, man. Whatever he can do.
He can. It's all going to fall into Nowtek now. With the flash in hand, off the swing, finds one. Has to take a step back. They're going to fully face him. Trying to push him off the angle. And he will fall.
It was looking a little bit gloomy, but now back-to-back rounds for MIBR, winning towards that A site. And it was all off the back of Shinham here, getting the trade on a Demon 1. And Tex getting active. Stepping up when his team needs him the most. He was very quiet in that last map of Lotus. And he's a player that's been playing very well in a lot of these high-pressure moments when he's left alone. Now full force in A main for Leviathan. It's going to be a drawn-up round. Sova ultimate. A full A execute is in the works right now. Shock dart.
Shock to push him off the early angle, and now the ult invested. Out from Calm. Artine falls. But they don't fully send.
Yeah. That dagger delayed. Any type of dash through.
And again, look at how far up ASAPS is right now. He's all the way down B long.
Just makes you believe that this was some prep work being done from the side of Fraud. Maybe seeing B long as a big weakness.
Dude, what is this angle? Diligence out from Com. Nicely done.
Yeah, gets him off of the B line, but ASAPS, he's still staying here. He's still disrespecting it. That allows MIBR to lean 3 towards this A site once more. And remember, the last 2 times Leviathan have ended A, it hasn't gone in their favor. So now this time, opting to go street. A good call, yeah. They don't want to mess around here at this A site, but ASAPS...
Well, the turret's deactivated.
Yeah, it is.
He's just out of the range of it.
Oh, they see it.
And so if they find this, they can slip past this.
Yeah, but ASAPS has his eye trained on this street entry.
With an outlaw, how do you get more than 2? I think that's much easier said than done.
Well, a lot of players are on no armor here, so he does get the first.
One. But again, feeling some of the pressure, finding enough of a timing window to reload. Off the swing, 13 seconds left. They've got to commit to getting a spike down. Instead, they decide to take the fight to his doorstep, and they win. And now with space gained, they invest on the spike.
Spike planted.
It's going to be tricky to attempt to keep that as a retake. Com again in a really nice angle. He has found a timing. The turret has not confirmed his presence. Does Cortesia know? Seems to. Shots connecting. Com down. Traded back though. Tex has nothing more than a sheriff. He's really damn good with this weapon though. Can he connect here? No. Noswer gets 3 as MIBR take the lead.
Yeah, a very controlled retake. ASAPS, he got overwhelmed completely in that back hall of B.
Got his though.
Yeah, but he did get 1.
Yep.
And that was the start for the retake. MIBR, they crawl their way back into this game. Now they have the lead. But what good awareness from ASAPS to identify that that alarm bot or that turret was down. So yeah, it was a big gap, but it was communicated from the side of MIBR.
One enemy remaining.
Noswer, he's really starting to show a true form in this match. Maybe seeing the performance that King had in the previous on Lotus, wants to step up himself, wants to be that IGL leader. That can also be in the department of the kills.
7-2 for him here. Meanwhile, Demon 1 with knives out and a flash forward. Pushes the pace.
Yeah, he's in.
Taking a little bit of damage, holds onto the dash, gets a kill onto Shenum. And is on the pursuit for more. A blistering pace here.
Yeah, and that's what they wanted to do in the previous round. This time, much easier to do without that KO dagger landing on you.
Remember how good Noswer has been. He's popped the ult once again. ASAPS trying to tuck tail, trying to stay alive with op in hand. Neutered instantly. Demon 1 with 3.
It's round over. It's done. And it's all Demon 1 on the kill feed. King takes out that lurk, but what an entry. A knife for everyone's head. That shot on ASAPS. We gotta get a replay of that. That was filthy. He only had 2 knives to his name. It was a little drive-by.
One enemy remaining.
Disgusting things from Demon 1. So reminiscent of when he made that crazy run at Champs with EG. It was plays like that that set himself apart from the other duelists in the league. Another fast pace, B long. Vice ultimate invested. As if the light That's the whole site gathered. That is the tank's job as the Phoenix on this map. Cortesia does sneak out, but he gets traded after taking out King. Demon 1 takes out ASAPS again.
Again, man.
No, he's on fire.
3 in the round for him after the 4 in the previous.
He's looking different right now. He's looking so confident.
11-4 for Demon 1.
And really, he had such a breakout performance on that last map. Lotus on a raise. Now he's on the Jet. I mean, he's so confident right now. These aim duels he's taking, he knows he's untouchable. ASAPS still somehow got the better of him on that last map of Lotus. So 5-4, very close. This time around, I feel like Demon One has had his number.
He's gonna try to punch back with an op of his own.
I just have to say, I don't think I've seen ASAPS feel this type of pressure from an enemy duelist yet this tournament, even in the loss to 100 Thieves.
Not connecting on the op shot.
It's the follow-up. Put a little tip of the head being seen here. Shenum, you gotta be careful, man.
Spacing is awkward. Bumping into each other. Demon One looking to swing, finds two. Traded back though. Left on attacks and King. Spike out of hand, the knife confirming onto one. Lands a shot anyway. Now where is King headed? What's the play here?
He's taking a long detour right now, but the way that Tex is playing this, he gets the info. I mean, he could get a free kill, but no, the wide swing from Nazware. Tex not biding enough time, and now it just makes it obvious that King has been on a solo mission this entire time.
And he took the scenic route to get there.
I need a concealment.
He's actually making the right play right here. If he avoids this dart, it's still going to be so hard.
He's got to land the shot on both.
Yeah, even if you grab the spike here, you kind of have to get all the way back sight and flip. He has an idea both are here.
Still has utility, 13 seconds left. Manages to reach out, grab the spike.
10 seconds left.
Stays alive for now, concealing his presence, but Shenum stops that.
Yeah.
Tied at 4.
And Shenum stopped Demon One from getting any more kills into that round as well, because Demon One, he got 2. He took out ASAPS once again, sitting at 13 and 5.
One enemy remaining.
But a good double up here. Taking the 2v1s where it was. I mean, even if Tex with that operator gets one, it's going to be traded. Brings it back to a 1v1 no matter what. That didn't have to be the case because Nazware right now is stepping up. Huge for this MIBR squad. At the perfect time. 9 and 4 for the IGL on that initiator roll. Dagger. It will hit Calm.
Yeah, getting a little info early on.
And let's see what ASAPS can do with these knives. Hoping to answer back from that phenomenal round we saw Demon One have.
He's had multiple.
And how do you top that, right? I mean, the fadeaway knife onto an Opper.
He does not look like he's going to get an attempt at it yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of presence towards Street, a lot of presence towards B.
Yeah, a lot of utility being broken. Ortizia, he's going to have to give all this Street area, but there is still 2 players on this B side. We've seen a KO Molly kill already once before.
Yeah, Demon One down to 16 HP.
Great flash.
A stiff breeze will knock him over. Nazware on the swing, the tank down, on the swing to the second. Demon One will join him.
Spike down B.
Numbers for the defense, but they're still so far away.
Yeah. ASAPS. He's gonna go face to face here with Calm. Misses the shot.
Buzzing right by his ear. Goosebumps left, and now the real game is afoot. What can Calm and King do to keep them back?
King does have 1 star. He's gonna use it for the post plant. If there's a tap of the spike, he'll be able to suck him off.
Still an opportunity here. Calm falls. King 1v3. Nothing done. The defuse will come through. MIBR will take the lead back.
Yeah. Not being able to use that post plant utility. And just an overwhelming.
The defuse will come.
We'll be able to suck him off.
Still an opportunity here. Calm falls. King 1v3. Nothing done. The defuse will come through. MIBR will take the lead back.
Yeah. Not being able to use that post plant utility. Was going to connect on a Nazware, but it was actually for that smoke to make sure anybody be long is kind of scared to run through.
Yeah.
That opened up the opportunity for Nazware to kill those players coming out of Street.
Yeah, a little bit of protection,
Yeah,
a little bit of help.
Yeah, it was just a free 2K at the end of the day right there. And it's now a pause for Leviathan. It's been a fight so far on this first half of Pearl. MIBR, it looked like Leviathan's pace was just kind of overwhelming them, but they've slowly crawled their way back into things, and it's all because of the IGLing of Noswar, and the mechanics shining through as well for him. Cortesia, he had a great start on that last map of Lotus, but he's been struggling here on that Killjoy, getting bailed out by his team quite a bit.
We'll take a quick check-in with him here in a second. Again, a one-round lead for MIBR. And you're right, Cortesia has been very quiet. 4-7 for him. But still plenty of game to play.
Yeah, and I think off of this timeout, it's no question that you're going to try to set up Demon 1 even more. He's clearly the one that's on a heater right now. How can we put him in a position to continue getting those 2Ks, 3Ks, 4Ks to close out this half? And MIBR, how do you get ASAPS online with the SOP? He hasn't really been getting value. How do you get up?
Gotta try to feed the hot hand somehow. There was a dart lineup towards B.
There it is.
But Demon 1 again.
Where he's gotten most of his kills this entire half. I train on this street.
Only finding one.
Players walking through mid on street. It's King. It's Tex.
They've got all the sight. They're gonna try to take a little bit more. Getting the spike down. Realizing our team off the swing. 13 seconds left. They gotta commit to getting a spike down. Instead, they decide to take the fight to his doorstep and they win. And now with space gained, they invest on the spike.
Get on.
Spike planted.
In that yard.
7-2 for him here. Meanwhile, Demon 1 with knives out and a flash forward.
Lemon 1.
The
Show them.
Taking a little bit of damage. Holds onto the dash. Gets a kill onto Shenum. And is on the pursuit for more. A blistering pace here.
Yeah, and that's what they wanted to do in the previous round. This time, much easier to do without that KO dagger landing on you.
Remember how good Noswar has been. He's popped the ult once again. ASAPS trying to tuck tail, trying to stay alive with
Oh
up in hand.
my god, ASAPS. Oh भाई.
Demon 1 with 3.
आ गया भाई. आ गया वापस.
It's round over.
Bro is online, chat.
And it's
oh my god, he got 4. He got 4.
Pop the a blistering pace here.
Yeah, and that's what they wanted to do in the previous round. This time, much easier to do without that KO dagger landing on you.
Remember how good Noswar has been. He's popped the ult once again. ASAPS trying to tuck tail, trying to stay alive with up in hand.
Oh my god, ASAPS. Oh भाई.
Demon 1 with 3.
आ गया भाई. आ गया वापस. Holy.
What an entry.
भाई चापटे दिया है भाई
Demon
आसपास
1
को.
blades online. Remember all the flashes that they have at their disposal. He tries to get high ground. And he's instantly brought back down.
Sickening.
More to be done though. They're going to try to brute force their way out onto the site. The Ob not connecting on the second shot. Now flashed up and now dealt with. But Shenum on the counterpunch.
How is he alive?
The defense doing their best, doing their damnedest to try.
How is he alive?
Oh my
the defense
god.
doing their best, doing their damnedest to try to keep them back. And so far, nothing, and he cannot
Saw
convert.
it coming. Demon 1 had to go for. Shenum gets a kill full.
Demon 1 blades online. Remember all the flashes that they have at their disposal.
What a shot,
he tries to get
ASAPS.
high ground. And he's instantly.
And Leviathan, they honestly could have won that round had Shenum not sprayed blindly and gotten that trade.
Placing swarm grenade.
Last round of the half, and again, the Jets on the same side of the map.
One suppressed.
Phoenix Ultimate is available. We haven't seen much value from it so far yet on this half. From it's going to identify where the operator is, maybe entry with that. Bait out that shot, buy your team enough space to get into the site, play the post plant like we saw them do 2 rounds ago. That could be a big recipe for success to make this an even half.
Can he do it again? Can ASAPS hit the shot again?
I mean, even if he does, it's going to be that Phoenix Ultimate, so...
You are divided!
There's got to be something to create some space for him to go, and there it is.
Good bait out of the Ob.
He's repositioned, though. He's got a dash blocked! And he hits that! A shiver sent down the spine of Leviathan! And now a reset on the situation. Yeah, they got the spike down. Repositioned, though. He's got a dash but at what cost? And he hits that!
And the retake wall as well.
Both connecting stars dropped. Off the tap, the swing through as ASAPS gets another. Cortezia joining in on the fun.
Look at Tax.
Tax and Calm left alone. In a 2v4, Tax on the swing. He slipped behind enemy lines. He's able to get it a little bit closer. He's got to get it onto Demon 1 though. And now he's got the ult. He's going to have to play around. What can ASAPS do? The shorty not connecting. Tax gets 3 and we're tied at 6.
Despite absolute heroics from ASAPS, man's looking like Kenny S out there, no scoping through cosmic divides. Tex with that late flank makes enough of a distraction for Calm to slip through.
Obsolete.
And then he closes it out on top of it in the head-to-head duel against ASAPS, the former teammate. A 6-6 half, Doug. And again, the duo that clutched it out on that pistol round, they close out the half.
We're going to take a quick break. The second half of Pearl on the other side of this. We'll be back. The spine of Leviathan.
Bro, only ASAPS thinks.
And now a reset
No
on the situation.
freaking
Yeah,
way
they got the
did
spike
that.
down. But at what cost?
And the retake wall as well.
Holy shit.
Both connecting stars dropped. Off the tap, the swing through as ASAPS gets another.
Holy shit, bro.
Cortezia joining in on the fun.
Look at Tax.
It's Tax and Calm left alone. In a 2v4, Tax on the swing. He slipped behind enemy lines. He's able to get it a little bit closer. He's got to get it onto Demon 1 though. And now he's got the ult. He's going to have to play around. What can ASAPS do? The short.
Bro, ye round kaise hare?
Tax gets 3 and we're tied at 6.
Oh my god, what a round, bhai. What a freaking round, bro.
Heroics from
But he doesn't know either hai.
Him off the angle.
Round
and he will fall.
Last pistol round against G2 specifically was Tax. And he's got that frenzy once again.
There really aren't many players that are using the frenzy and pistols either.
No, not at all.
But he seems to find a way to make it work.
It's definitely been out of meta for quite some time, but the way that he was playing with it, those close range duels, it was just a machine gun in his hands, man. Somehow the spike gets planted for free, so it will be a 5v5 retake.
Yeah, he takes almost no damage off of that either.
Oh, Tex gets dropped. Demon 1, a lot riding on him on this flank though.
He's got a little bit of help. And keep a close eye on the fact that Natang's position was concealed. Now they know off the flash. Trying to swing through the smoke. It's messy, but it's finally connecting. Demon 1 still more to do, and Shenum against the world.
He's clutching up big time right now, Doug.
Very nicely done. 7-2 for him here.
Now ASAPS, he's going all the way around the world, back to Shenum. This is going to be so difficult for Leviathan to retake. It's really just trying to get your ultimate orbs online and available. Shenum will get a 3K to close out this attack pistol for MIBR. And he's been stepping up huge on this map of Pearl. He was so quiet on Lotus. He was struggling. Yeah, he's still only sitting at 9-9, but the impactful kills that he's been getting, it's something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
I mean, those two there were essentially round securing, and the third onto Calm was much easier, but being able to fend off both duelists while trying to control the flank is an impressive feat.
Now a chance for MIBR to amass a little bit of a lead. We see a very light buy once again. Light armors across the board, besides for ASAPS. sitting very healthy with a Phantom and full armor to his name. And he's the forefront. He's going to get in the mix. He's going to get in the action. That dagger landing on 2.
And a freeze on the other side of it.
Yeah, they don't like what they've seen.
No.
They don't want to mess with that Vice. They don't want to mess with King. But they did bait out every single player of Leviathan, but it looks like it might not even matter. Right now, Cortesia, he needs to walk up mid. He needs to get info for his squad. Relieve some of that pressure on that B site, because if you run into a stack, there's a chance that Leviathan can eco you.
Yeah, this can get real sideways real fast.
And that's just not what you want when you're down a map and you're trying to keep your hopes of Thailand alive.
And keep your wits about you as well. Again, Cortesia has a really nice timing on this. He's got to keep a close eye on the crunch. Tank deciding to go back A, but now thinking twice about it, wisely so.
It's so scary to go into that back hall.
Cortesia is going to get the kill onto Comedy. He's not going to have a shot. Dealt with assassination style. 2 taps to the back of the head and now nowhere to go. The duelists are the ones left standing, but with nothing to work with. Tries to turn the flash, but the help over the top will connect. Now Demon One's got to figure out how to deal with this 1v3 with a classic. Yeah, you got a couple of weak members, but time is very short as well, so looks like he will die to the spike. And then we'll go on to the next. MIBR in a position here to, if they convert the bonus, run away with this thing. They've got 3 rifles carrying into this round too.
Yeah. So the investment actually works in their favor here. Demon One gets a little bit closer to those jet knives that we've seen him do a lot of work with. But the approach, although they did run into a stack, they didn't run into the crossfire and backhaul, which is very key to their success. Identifying that there could be shorties back there, could be anything in the works. They opt to just go for the spike plant and use that weaponry to their advantage. Allow that flank to settle in, like you said. Cortesia, a lot's going to be riding on him on this map to find those gaps in the defense and relay that information to Noswer to make the correct call. A flash setup play here in mid off of contact. Demon One in a tank. Does give a little info, but majority of the players for MIBR leaned up here towards this B, trying to bait out a lot of that utility. This is something that you might see them do more often in this half. Trying to bait out that Vice wall with a little jump right here.
They're trying to bait it out.
Wait,
He's fully sending. Yeah, forget about the bait.
But he's punished for it. And
puts his life on the line.
That is just not where you want to be for MIBR.
No, false start out of the gates towards B, and now a need, a demand to reconsider.
And we've seen MIBR struggle in the past when Osboss falls down early. Maybe this time around they can fix that. Maybe they can get something going for themselves. It does start with taking this water control, working their way up street. There still was a deposit on B. They could split the correct site.
It seems like they may.
But this duo of Tex and Calm, Doug, they've been sharp. They've been on it all day.
They will have a chance to stand and deliver again. The dart getting off before the knife connects. Spam onto Tex. That's unlucky. And it doesn't get any better. Our team getting 2, the ult getting popped. Still a shot at this. King is so far away, though.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult retake, to say the least. Demon One, he's going to have to pull off something crazy here. And MIBR, if they play discipline and not give anything to him, yeah, it's a save.
I think they're saving,
It's a save, yeah, it's a save. And for MIBR, it might seem weird for Artsine in this position to pop that ultimate, but this is such an important round. It's the bonus.
Right.
This really sets yourself up to even the tide, make it a 1-1, go to that map 3.
Well, and I think that's why Leviathan, understanding the pressure of that, decide to call for the save.
Yeah, give yourself a chance in the following round.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the buy is going to be dreadful. It's going to suck.
But Common Tex, we've seen them pull off miracles with less weaponry. I mean, Tex with that Sheriff, we've been glazing him all day long. I mean, he's been phenomenal with that weapon, so it might seem like they're at a little bit of a disadvantage, but some of the headshots these players are able to land could work in their favor.
Artine was so clean on pushing back sight there. I mean, that 2K secures the round.
The spacing on the split was very good, and now he's been stepping up big too. He was struggling last map too. I remember seeing him at like 5 kills at some point.
Yeah.
On that Lotus.
Yep. 5 and 12, 5 and 13. You're right.
Here on the KO, he's looking way more comfortable, and it's been a team effort right now for MIBR. Yeah, players have had big moments, impactful kills, but the trading, the spacing on these last 3 attacking rounds has been on point. Proactivity in mid.
They're trying to find value with the rifles that they have.
Bit of a pop flash, but Demon One, he avoids that. He's tucked in this corner still. But he gets sat down.
Decapitated. And that was one of the rifles. Yes, it scooped back up, but Demon One sitting on the sideline for the rest of the round.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling. You felt like you had the entire outplay. You dodged the flash.
Remember, they have to find a way to make something out of this.
Yeah. That's why you see this A main setup. I mean, they're going to gamble fully right here. Looks like they all just want to stack into A site, and it's the exact right call. That dagger. Everyone's running into sight now. This might still be a hard hit for MIBR, but we've seen them do things in layers. Let's see if they can layer the utility, bait out these Phoenix flashes.
They know they're there. The stars are down. The dash is out. The dart's confirmed. But they're huddled up on the site. That takes in a really nice spot. That flash is so good! Connecting onto 2! Potentially snatching this thing back. And now the rest of the rifles arriving. Tex is going to be late to the party, but still got the invitation. King getting bested.
Look at the time.
10 seconds left. They haven't been able to get the spike down yet. Com's going to get spammed through again. It's Tex.
1 enemy remaining.
2 bullets left. 1 target to find. Switches to the rifle and connects. What a punch back from Lev.
Tex winning the head-to-head. Leviathan winning the scrappy buy. But they knew where MIBR were going the entire way through. They had it stacked. Right now, King is reading MIBR like a book. This time, with a little bit weaponry, they're able to maximize on that and convert it into a round win.
That's a wild timing.
Do keep in mind, that is 2 rounds that Leviathan have had a site stacked where MIBR have had it in the mid round.
Fast towards A. The defense pushed off the angle.
The only other time we saw a look like this was on the anti-eco, I believe.
I imagine they're going to want to get the word for Cortesia here.
Yeah, they do have that Killjoy ultimate online.
Here,
Let's see if Leviathan opt to give it.
Com doesn't have his ult.
Yeah,
there's no counter. You're right.
Yeah, but Leviathan, they have protocols for stuff like this. They're grouping up mid right now, trying to flush out if there is a lurk. The thing is, Shenum, he's so deep. Yeah, he might be able to catch off Tex right here.
He's not looking. He's done.
Oh, he hits the shot as well.
Spike planted.
Look at where that plan is, too. It's so deep.
Controlling all that pit space. Phoenix ultimate not able to get value, but info was gathered.
Oh, the shot's silly. But the duelists seemingly able to regain control of the situation. Artine, through the whirling dervish of spam, connects onto Demon One. What? Higuma stomped him. And now a flash to try to swing back out.
Right here.
They've got the Cosmic Divide. They still have to play around. Com waiting for it. Dart clear. 2 faced. 1 found. He's going to stick the defuse. Oh, what a snap onto 1. He got it to half, though, and that should be enough.
Heroics from the tank right there. Goomba stomping, like you said. Without that happening, that retake is not possible. And what a good Cosmic Divide from King as well to isolate all those members in A main. The numbers game somehow in their favor. What a fadeaway as well from the tank. He's been so impressive on this roster. Coming all the way from EMEA.
Nice! Not even close. Let's go.
Got to get a counter for how many times Com says that.
Timeout called here for MIBR. Hanging on to a 1-round lead. Last couple of rounds could have gone either way. I think we have to go back to the hobbled bye that they had. a couple of rounds ago that they were able to convert, and now seemingly gaining a little bit more traction.
Yeah, winning that round was so massive. Swinging the momentum back in their favor a little bit. Getting that confidence flowing. Fraud right now, he doesn't want to let this one slip away. You can feel a little bit of a shift in the game.
I wonder here how much more diligent LEV are going to be at clearing out the middle of the map. I mean, we saw in the previous round, Shannon was in such a deep angle, there's no way anybody would have cleared him. And so if that's going to continue to be the case, they've got to find a solution to that. They can't leave that unchecked.
And what you do is you just want to hold him from now on. Have somebody always watching that flank. You don't have to fully clear him out, but when you do start the retake, just be aware, have the peace of mind of somebody holding that angle, and you don't have to worry about your back. We've seen the flurry of trades keep going Leviathan's way on the retakes when they speed things up. Now,
No utility covering street here. So if they try to split through B, they're going to get them real far before they're found.
looks like that's what they're poised for. But on the other end, Leviathan are taking all that A main space. So yeah, Demon 1 already knife out, rotating towards that B site. Will they get here in time?
Oh, there's a wall. That might be enough. Off the Cosmic Divide. King dancing back and forth between it. A fancy footwork failing him. And there it is, the wall confirming the one. ASAPS procking the dash. Meanwhile, Tex and Demon 1 securing the round. What can ASAPS and Cortesia do here? He's creeping forward. They don't know where he is. Oh, the drone gives him away. Tex turning around. Revealed. And we're tied at 9.
Tex, he got bombarded in back site B before, but this time he anchors. He gets a 3K to the round. And it's because he knows where the utility is going to land. The players that were trying to pinch from street were just too late. That Vice Flash, this time paying out dividends. The Sova ultimate from Calm as well to delay any more type of follow-up trades. It made him confident, and now you have that Vice ultimate online. You don't even have to really use it because the buy from MIBR, it's not good. That Outlaw, that puts a dent into MIBR's dreams.
I mean, they even had the turret set up, ready for that. But nicely handled from the Duelist.
Nosworth does grab that Sova ultimate. Demon 1, he does pop that jet dash, getting overwhelmed a little bit.
Quick step back, the flash to provide some cover.
Yeah, a lot of utility used to try to bail out Demon 1 in this moment. ASAPS barely avoiding that shock dart from Calm. And not a lot of map control right now for Leviathan. Not a lot of utility for this retake as well. If MIBR can somehow get onto this B site, get a weapon out of King's hands, it could be bad. But I mean, King, the fact that he's playing like this with the open B long, he just knows. His instincts are on point. Back against the wall. They think he's back, All Doug.
The knife. Oh, he's going to get away with murder, isn't he? Only finding one target.
Still a chance.
30 seconds left.
That ult is going to complicate the situation tremendously, but I think Shannon was able to sidestep it. I don't think he's been dropped to this lower weaponry. Off the swing, Nosworth with 2. Forget about the rifle.
He's got Sova ult. He needs to get out of here and play it.
Artine committing to getting the spike down, will succeed.
Why is he so close? He's so low.
The Outlaw still in play for Demon 1. Does he try to go with the blades? No. Procs the dash. It's Demon 1 who's got to do it on his own. 3 on the round. And it's Shenham's 3 that wins it out for MIBR.
What a clutch. Such an important round to win. Your economy was completely broken, and now you put Leviathan on the back foot because of that.
Big from Nosworth.
He's been having such a phenomenal map. I was definitely criticizing him for playing that up close and personal after getting those 2 sheriff kills. Could have played the Sova ultimate to secure the round. But when you got Shenham clutching up like this, the rookie, now you can use this in a future gun round. And right now, Leviathan, you have to win this round. This is a must win.
Oh, he's gotten 2. Trying to get the 3rd. He falls. But those blades, I mean, tremendous value.
Yeah.
Tex is in a really good spot. ASAPS doesn't know.
Whoa, he saw him.
He's
So weak. Oh no, you can't help but feel for Tex in that moment. Had he just tucked in the corner, ASAPS, he wasn't even looking for him.
Big from Nazar.
He's been having such a phenomenal map. I was definitely. Now you put Leviathan on the back foot because of that.
Big from Nazar.
He's been having such a phenomenal map. Clutching up
value.
Yeah, in the
great.
Yeah, they could be any could potentially bank on is the fact that they might be doubled up. You know, the fundamentals from Fraud. Make it so. A little tap of the spike.
Molly drawn out, has a better idea where one of them are. Shoulder spotted. Looking for the second. Remember how weak ASAPS is. There's a shot at this. The flash is not going to connect. He peels off though. Artsine. Molly drawn it. There's no
double Colt round to win for King. Colt round to win for King. Down to Demon 1 with those jet knives. He still got so much work done.
The fact that he got 2 there was insane.
Beautiful pop flash play. That KO ultimate making it so he can't do anything. He's getting caught in animation.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
ASAPS saw his shoulder at the very last second there. And Tex, it looked like he wanted to peek out, Doug, but just second guessing himself in that moment. And that little timing was the difference making there. Beautiful pop flash.
Gonna connect, he peels off.
Anything you
Part of the problem here for
And right now, Leviathan, you have to win this round. This is a must win.
Oh, he's gotten 2. Trying to get the 3rd. He falls. But those blades, I mean, tremendous value.
So now, MIBR breaking the economy of Leviathan completely. Having a chance to get on that point, but you can't count Leviathan out at all. We've seen them win so many ecos in just this series alone. They're very crafty with their positioning on these eco rounds. They've had a lot of sites stacked, a lot of good reads into how MIBR like to approach the anti-eco.
There were a couple of ults, if I remember correctly, that MIBR will be able to play around too. And so a sticky situation. As we exit the timeout, you see the money for LEV, it's bad. There's not much that they can do to buy here. Meanwhile, MIBR at full force, at full strength.
Stay safe.
He's got to find something here with this Marshall.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take all that B long space.
There is some presence here.
MIBR cautious to this. They should be able to dodge this flash. Oh, a good dart as well to sniff it out. Now here's the thing. This is where MIBR has failed to pick the right site. It's the mid round. Okay, you got the initial information, but you ran into a stack almost every single other time, and it looks like unless these players go up street, it might just happen again. 4 players towards A.
See pings on the minimap. It seems like they do want to end back B.
Yeah.
Got the smoke to make sure they can cross, the drone to confirm that there is space.
Yeah,
and so again, if they do continue this, it's going to be on Demon 1's Marshall here.
Oh, with that dart being seen as well, that should be the cue for MIBR to speed up towards this B, but they need to be careful. They're taking very long.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure on the other side of this. Calm will fall, and that's going to be the flip to call back. They have all this space A. Cortezia trying to corral the troops back his way. Connects onto King. It was messy, but it worked.
Placing swarm grenade.
Almost landing spam onto Tex, but he's managed to get across, and now things are getting ugly. Now there's a shot at this. This is not safe. This is not secure, and everyone's here. Tex on the swing, cannot connect with the Sheriff. A little bit more found. It's going to be on the Duelist. Now Natanka on his own with the flash over the top. ASAPS committing to getting the plant down. 1 kill found, but MIBR gets him at point.
Yeah, they get to map point, but it was so scrappy. It was so scary for them. King has done such a good job of picking the right sites to stack at the right moments. Cortesia, though, he got a lot of value on that lurk. He heard a lot of those footsteps. The callback almost wasn't the right play. And Shenum once again getting those impactful trades at the right time for their team. It doesn't matter how you win at this point. You're at match point. Demon won just now, getting an operator online.
Better late than never, I guess. With blades used on the other side, eyes towards the sky.
I don't know if that drone saw him either. He's able to tuck here. He's going to take a timing peek. ASAPS.
No pings on the minimap. I don't think they know.
He's going to be very careful here. He's going to get taken out. Oh, the shot missed.
Both the blades and the op not finding their mark. Now Demon 1 getting flushed out. Has no utility. Tries to get away. Does. And now, forced to double dip. Try to swing back into things. ASAPS up close and personal with the Sheriff. That's 3 on the round for him. And that very well may be the dagger. King left in a borderline unwinnable situation. A 1v4. Light armor. What does he do here? He's gonna get double, triple, quadruple faced.
There's just no way, Doug. There's just no way in hell.
Absolutely not.
He's flashed. He's getting faced by 4.
It's 3 on the round. Away. Does. And now, forced to double dip. Try to swing back into things. ASAPS up close and personal with the Sheriff. That's 3 on the round for him. And that very light armor.
MIBR sticking in this thing, and it was hard fought. I mean, they got ecoed how many times? It was so difficult. But what great IGLing from Noswer, and what an individual performance from him as well to keep his team into it, allow the other players, the supporting cast, to start stepping it up. He was the only thing that kept them in it on that defensive side, Doug.
And now with Pearl decided, we're going the distance, and that means split, and that likely means the double duelist comp from MIBR. We saw just how effective it could be, what, 24 hours ago?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get a chance to see it one more time. Again, a quick moment to set the stakes for the situation. One map to decide who stays alive. If you're MIBR, you're looking to change the tides of your franchise. You're looking to make the deepest tournament run you've ever made. Top 4 and potentially still in the fight for Bangkok. And if you're LEV, you're looking to recreate that success that you've made. You're not just satisfied with champs appearances, you want Bangkok. We will see how things settle on the other side of this. We'll see you guys shortly.
No, es muy buen timing. Es muy buen timing. ¿Cómo lo tiene por las espaldas? El primero y el segundo.
Agora, Apps síntese na curta. De Buck, o primeiro, o segundo. Vai,
Welcome back, everyone, to VCT Americas here. The kickoff as we are now tied up in this series 1-1. MIBR as well as Leviathan and the Bananas are out. It's time for some potassium, baby.
They're out, but they're not in anybody's mouths.
That's it. Okay.
Dude, don't take this the wrong route, Al.
For some potassium, baby.
They're out, but they're not in anybody's mouths.
That's it. Okay.
Dude, don't. I'm stating facts.
All right, hey, well, you know what was a fact on that one? We finally got to see this awesome duelist head-to-head really come to fruition here because Demon 1 ASAPS certainly had a lot of highlight multi-kill flick shot moments. We'll start here with Demon 1. We were concerned about Demon 1 in this series. We even said, hey, brother, maybe you should go to the smokes. But it seems like in this case, man, something woke up in Demon 1.
No, for sure. Literally, since round 12 of game 1, this guy has been absolutely playing out of his mind. And he's also going with an agent swap on this map. We just saw him play the Yoru on this map versus G2. That didn't end well for him, but on the Jet, he was completely unleashed, and especially his play with the Outlaw.
And that's the thing also for MIBR. You're prepared to play against how they pulled the Yoru for Leviathan, but then now you have to adjust onto the Demon 1 on that Jet, and it worked pretty well. And it's also thanks to ASAPS just going nuclear as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, also talking about ASAPS there as well, right? Demon 1 had incredible moments, but ASAPS.
Look at these shots.
I mean, we wanted to highlight this because just
he's good
shot, dude. So we talked to Zap about this, and he had said ASAPS goes through the paces of practicing all of these different angles.
Look at
where, like, just the fact that he doesn't even go into the animation of the freaking scope, and then he still hits him and backs away. It's insane.
And we gave a chance to put that into slow motion so that we could actually react and see what the hell happened. But in real time, it almost looked like he was playing Omen and just TP'd out instantly when he went through the Astro Wall. So again, it goes back to what we were mentioning before pre-game, where you have ASAPS playing on the defensive side. He doesn't need that much utility around him so that he could get the most effect out of the operator, which then means for MIBR overall, they have a lot more util to work with on other parts of the map to contain their opponents.
Yeah, it really has just been so many amazing things you could pull away from this game across the board, right? But now we do have to talk about when MIBR started to make this run happen, when they started to get themselves back into this game. One of the big moments there, that bonus.
It started with this bonus. Like, there were a lot of rounds in this game where Leviathan just sort of left this huge gap in mid, and here they'd already picked off ASAPS early in the round, but when this exec comes in, Artisan hits a knife backside that spots out both players, then he just straight up kills them both, and Leviathan were offsides. There were 3 players shifted over towards the A side of the map, and I think that was sort of indicative of future rounds as well, whether it was the Cortesia lurk into Art towards the end, that second to last round where he finds 2 kills. There was a lot of gaps in that mid defense that MIBR were able to find.
And when Cortesia was able to find those timeouts, it was, or those timings rather, on towards that A side, it was also thanks to another big round from MIBR, a thrifty round where they worked towards that street into a pulse plant. There was good stalls coming out here from Leviathan, but Nosler popped out on the Sheriff. That actually broke the economy of Leviathan to allow here MIBR to secure at least that 12th round. Then you have 3 chances to close out, and they did it right away. So that was actually some pivotal moments where it's so interesting to see that in Valorant, it's just like one small thing could really change the outcome of that game, no matter how good your players look.
For sure, and I think one thing that MIBR have to, or sorry, rather Leviathan have to be aware of is that when MIBR are winning these pistol rounds, they're going for true FPX buys, right? So they're going two pistols plus 3 rifles, so that round 3, it's not a real bonus. They're fighting you with rifles, so it really can allow them to snowball early rounds.
Yeah, and of course, great game plan for sure. Now we're going to be looking forward to Split. And the last time we saw MIBR on this map, we were treated to Artsin's amazing raise. So I'm looking forward to that here. But, you know, actually, something I did want to ask, though, is about just like how these series have been playing out. Because, fellas, this has been a very wacky rocky game. Game started off very lopsided, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, it's just flipping. What do you think is going on here?
I mean, it's just teams being able to play in their comfort and finding their footing as soon as everything went right, at least for the side of Leviathan, and then also going into the map pick for MIBR, well, you saw how they're able to just understand what their game plan was if they had to play the comeback. The most interesting for me, though, is talking about that split map, because we get to a point where both these teams didn't get to show too much of their games. It was a 13-6 for Leviathan against Furia, then it was a 13-3 here against EG for MIBR, and then you have a double duelist versus a single duelist with Demon 1 back onto a Raze. I want to know what Leviathan's game plan is to try to stop them.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be really aware of those split hits, whether it's, one player going up the ramps, the Raze double satcheling over towards your rafters, over on the A side of the map, pinch hits into mid as well. It's going to be mid control that Leviathan need to regain after they got punished there on Pearl. Split, it is critical.
That's right. Elimination on the line, folks. Map 3 is up next. Whoever wins this moves on. The winners, the losers tournament ends here and now. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, plenty more action. We'll see you soon.
Get him in. Might be one more in.
Oh, come on, you guys. That's so hard, bro. Bro, what the fuck is like, bro? I don't understand. Like, how do you dodge that? Like,
in case elimination was not enough to build suspense and to get you invested in the story, we're going all the way. We're going the distance. And again, we've got the double duelist comp that MIBR debuted, but they showed yesterday. And that's what Leviathan are going to have to solve.
And Artsine looked great on that Raze as well. He had so many impactful kills with the shotguns, right? I mean, it was just crazy the stuff that he was doing and the space that he was creating for ASAPS on the attacking side to kind of close out that game against EG. And for the side of Leviathan, you have to keep your head into this. We've seen how overwhelming MIBR can be on this map, and I'm really wondering this time around if Cortesia will get punished in that mid area where we saw him get so much value yesterday.
Yeah, I think part of the question is, I mean, again, this was what, 24 hours ago?
Yeah.
How much prep?
How much can you change?
Yeah, I imagine the guys on the LEV coaching staff haven't slept, haven't been able to do much other than watch this film.
Yeah.
And again, there it is. It's that double duelist comp that's out.
Yeah, and I think if you're on the side of Leviathan, I mean, the best way to deal with this is if you run a cipher of your own, right? You have these trip plays that can catch off a lot of these duelists. Yes, keep in mind the Raze nade can break a lot of that, but you can get really creative with a lot of the positioning of this utility to make sure it still gets value, and you have more info than the other side. So a lot of the success we saw MIBR have, specifically on their defensive side, which we'll get to in the second half, was aggressive plays. But Leviathan's comp is built around that. It's built to outplay that.
The comp was built to outplay that. The roster was built to win championships. This was not where they imagined they'd find themselves at this point in the tournament. But lo and behold, that's where we are, and that's already an opener for Artsine. You talked about how good he looked yesterday. Again.
I mean, I'm telling you, he just gets on the Raze and he just does some crazy things.
Trap covering a little bit. Tex is going to have to deal with a whole lot more than just that. He finds a second, feels a little bit of pressure out from Noswer, who's weak. He's buying a lot of time here, and he's getting a kill. But Artsine trading back. Demon 1 weak. The spike's not in hand currently.
Shenham has been so clutch, though, for this squad.
Oh, and he's found a timing. He's found some space. The smoke goes down. He's been found too. King left in 1v1. The paranoia out. The classic doesn't even get a chance to fire off. That's 3 for the Raze and the pistol for MIBR.
When it's Raze, Artsine will deliver. A 3K on the pistol round, picking up right where he left off yesterday. And already, the momentum in favor. Tex, he does such a good job of anchoring these sites. He did so much work. The back and forth dance. Stuck in elbow, but it's just not enough. The sheer force that this double duelist composition has, it's so much to deal with.
They're going to have to solve these on the fly. You talked about how the defense was kind of built, the composition was built to deal with stuff like this, but...
They have the tools.
Sure.
But the rotations need to be a little bit better. And what is that? Some nice shots from Cortesia, and that'll draw another player here. So the pack in B main, they don't really have to do anything. Cortesia can just walk his way all the way through. He has all that A site for free, and that's the callback. I mean, Com's stuck A ramp alone with just a shorty, even if he hears the footsteps walking through water.
At best,
they're not going to go up there.
Yeah, at best, he gets 2.
Oh, but wait. They do want to go through vent. He could. Yeah, he could pick off 1, maybe. You might be onto something.
Hey, you're talking best case scenario, though.
Hey, he's playing the perfect spot, but he gets caught with his knife out. That's just tough.
I think there was so much advantage in space that Cortesia was able to garner for MIBR that,
left.
yeah, a lot of it rode on Com being able to pull off a miracle, right?
Yeah.
A magic trick. And
yeah, those 2 kills solidify the anti-eco for MIBR. He just becomes a human drone at that point.
now, I think part of the conversation we need to have now is what the bonus looks like, because we've seen it happen a few times for both teams throughout this series. You take a look at MIBR, they've got 4 rifles, but more importantly, Artzine's 1 pip from his ult.
Yeah, and he's going to go hunting. He's going to try to find where these players are. He only has a ghost. Keep that in mind. He might not find them, but still, you can default on this map so slowly, methodically, get that orb gathered onto him, formulate the right plan to start taking a lead into this series.
He might get it.
Yeah.
He's really fast on this.
Can't. He was spamming the smoke, got a little tag, but the headshot doesn't connect. So he doesn't have the showstopper quite yet, but it's so easy to grab that B main orb. Maybe you'll see Leviathan set up a trap play there. Maybe a little bit of orb denial on that side. It looks like MIBR might be anticipating something of that sort and just all going towards this A site. There is going to be a late lurk from none other than Shenum. The 4-1 has been a good recipe of success for MIBR. We saw that on the Pearl map. This is a unique cam. Sees right over that Viper wall. I have not seen this one yet.
You've got to commit so far up to clear it, too. Big out from Demon 1. That's 1 duelist dealt with. The nade's going to buy a little bit of time. Steps back into the spit, though. And finds some cover.
And with that kill, he evens the score between him and Ospas, that head-to-head duel.
Meanwhile, our team did convert on getting the rocket. Com is just on the other side. Is he going to be found? They know he's there, but no.
No value.
No joy. And so now off of this, numbers the way of the defense. MIBR did invest into this. Namely that ult. But Demon 1 with a second.
Last player standing.
No bonus this time around.
Yeah. A flawless round for Leviathan. Dodging the rocket, getting the first blood onto Ospas. Demon 1, we saw him get going on the raise. I mean, he had a good monstrous performance on that Jet 2 in the last map. Unfortunately, wasn't able to close it out, but he's really shown a lot of value here for this Leviathan roster. He's answered a lot of questions that have been out there on if he's flexible enough to play other duelists.
Into the next we go. LEV with a comfortable investment here. I think one of the things we talked about earlier was the middle of the map. And yes, defensively, Cortesia was able to find a lot yesterday. Com not finding the same success.
I think he may have just gotten taken out on a jump spot or a jiggle. That was a laser beam of a shot by Ospas in mid. And with that, the entire map opens up. Cortesia, he's going to have to relieve some of this pressure in B main, maybe try to break some of this Cypher utility, make his presence known. Otherwise, you are going to be running into a stack. 3 members of Leviathan towards this B site.
Cortesia dealt with.
Yeah, all of a sudden the map becomes smaller for MIBR.
I mean, they don't really have space anywhere.
All they have is B main. That's why they're re-clearing this middle area. They're going to go for a B split, but if you look at the minimap, King is ready with a Paranoia. You have a tank backside B to pop flash himself for the B main kills.
There's a Paranoia at the ready that you mentioned.
But it's way too early, Doug.
It's going to buy some time. Demon 1 trying to get on this aggressive angle. 1 kill found, but traded right back. Artsine, how much more can he find? Satcheling forward, but down from hell, they're plucked. Oh, the clip runs dry. He's got to stay alive. Shannon on the reposition, the spike in hand. So uncomfortable. No real space to commit to getting the spike plant down.
Tex will pick up that kill and finish the round out for Leviathan. That setup, it was fortified, man. Yeah, the Paranoia is really early, but the pop flash from the tank and backside. Oh, disgusting shot from Aspas. Calm. He's going to be thinking twice before he jiggles that one.
With a Phantom, no less.
Yeah, a little bit of wallbang action, but yeah, that setup was almost perfect. The Paranoia, it delayed enough for Demon 1 to get a little bit ahead, get 1 kill before getting traded. But in the tank in that backside, that pop flash, you cannot predict that. If you're the attacker, Nazor, he gets punished for that. And now the economy is not looking too good for MIBR. It's stingers across the board, seeing if they can get anything done this one way.
No, remember that smoke leaves a gap. Yeah. Artsine getting tagged as soon as he goes forward, trying to satchel out, getting ahead of the Paranoia. And a stinger in his face. The controller is down.
He really is a psychopath on this raise.
Calm from up in heaven. Only able to find a little bit. But you're right, with reckless abandon, Artsine continues to push. Demon 1 trying to do a bit of the same on the ropes, gets the best of Nazor.
Last player standing.
Oh, now Pop, Demon 1, a 1v3. That's going to connect onto 1, but that's not enough. A thrifty round win for MIBR.
Artsine is just a maniac, the way he takes his timings with these satchels to get up close and personal in your face with that stinger. King, he gets caught with utility out. You think the Paranoia is going to connect, but even if it does, it doesn't matter. He's Goomba stomping you. And the cleanup with the rest of the shots of that stinger. Ooh. It wasn't a headshot, but still. Nice little dandy flick there. And Artsine, he's 1 orb away from another showstopper. Yeah, it didn't get value the first time around, but how?
I mean, but at this rate, he's going to have 4.5.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if this keeps up.
Yeah, he's in heaven. He's in heaven, Doug.
The guy's just playing at his own pace, and they're not ready for it. Oh, now popped. Kill now found. They have to find a way to deal with this aggression from Artsine.
Yeah, this tempo is insane, and then if it's not him, Aspas is still dashing into sight, getting value of his own. It's already a 2v4. It's been 20 seconds into the round. And they're going for this.
Feeling like they have a shot at this, a competitive round. Waiting for the swing from the other side, and I don't know how much more they can invest into this. I don't know how much more they can keep up this pursuit.
Oh, you can't. It's 4v2. With Shenum getting out of dodge like that, he can play that extra Astra Star. He's playing it so safe for that very reason. And MIBR doesn't look like they want to hunt too much here because the economy of their own, it's okay. You have 2 members sitting pretty healthy, but the rest, I mean, you're going to have to buy up Artsine. Save as much as you can. A blistering pace has been set here on the final map of this series.
Healing over here.
That's very impressive with a team full of rookies, Doug.
I think part of the question that Leviathan have to answer right now is how do they stop an unstoppable object?
It's supposed to be Tex. He's supposed to be the guy.
There's only so much you can do on one site, though, right? And if they continue to guess the right way or find out where the cipher is and then hit elsewhere.
Yeah.
That is a tough problem to solve.
You're just left playing Retake Simulator for the rest of the half.
Right. And again, this is elimination. There's no, well, we can figure it out. We'll go on a lower bracket run.
No, this is it. It's do or die right now. Keep in mind, MIBR have never bested Leviathan.
Oh, that nade's gonna hurt. He swings ahead of it. 21 HP, make that 14.
We talk so much about the head-to-head between Aspas and Demon 1, but now we have to factor in Artsine and Demon 1.
Quietly perched up with the Bucky on the other side. The dog's actually going to flash up towards Tex. And instantly, both teams calling a rotate out.
Yeah, this is very smart calling from Noswar because on the previous map of Pearl, every time they showed utility, they went the other way. When they saw the stack, this time, doubling back. These are the mind games that evolve during a match.
Starting to dump out some utility. Artsing satcheling forward. Oh, but they're both stunned. Com holding the line. Finding two. Now pit dropped. Gotta connect more, but again, the spam from Cortesia instantly drops it. And so with the goo gone off the screen, MIBR pushing forward.
Spike planted.
Tex on a solo mission. Got the sky not far off. That's one kill found. More to connect though, and it's all gonna be Tex. He's gotten two on the round. Can he connect on the third? See the gravity will come through. Not able to get it to half. Had to take a step back. Cam cleared 54 HP. This game of cat and mouse on the tap. Tex on the swing, and no! Again, it's MIBR who are navigating these one-on-one situations and coming out on top.
Individual legacies are born in matches like this, Doug. And Shenum has had so many clutches in this series alone. He's really made a name for himself here on the North American stage. MIBR looking to break the mold.
3 rounds up, 3 ults to play with. Noswar flirting with the 4th. You hear the blades used at the beginning of the round. By who else but ASAPS? We've been talking a lot about his counterpart, and for good reason. But thrust into a position to make a play here. Com's just been bullied off of this angle, man.
He's just been getting ran at no matter where he is. I mean, he got a lot of work done with the Bucky on the A side hold, but MIBR, they're being methodical now.
Oh, the middle of the map has just been theirs.
And just think about the tempo switch up, how fast they've been playing, and now the slow approach. Depositing ASAPS in the mid. I mean, this is a beautiful Valorant to be watching, and it's so impressive from MIBR. This is a massive round for Leviathan if they want to have a chance in this map.
You are divided. 30 seconds left.
Cosmic Divide invested. You see the paranoia. Dropped. Again, satcheling forward. Artsing there. Again, a little bit too trigger happy here.
Just an absolute madman.
But they've got to speed up on this. The blades now blunted. And there's no way through. Noswar's got 10 seconds left. He's got the cabbages out. He's going to try to swing his way out to join it. He's got to take this fight on to Demon 1, but there's not going to be enough time, I don't believe.
No way.
No shot. Now a 1v2. What can Tex and Com do? They'll take care of that.
Noswar, it looked like he had a chance right there. Tex just too sharp right now. We said he was the man that needed to step up. Not allowing that 2v1 from the IGL of MIBR. Stopping the bleeding just a little bit. Giving Leviathan a fighting chance back into this map. Because if they had lost that round, their economy would have been broken. MIBR would be sitting at 7 rounds potentially.
Dude, whatever. That's at .06.
Ridiculous things we've been witnessing today here. Right now, it looks like it's going to be a lot of B pressure, a full B hit. We finally saw Artsing get punished on those double satchel entries. King taking him out that time, but King only with a Bulldog. Paranoia does connect.
Artsing feeling a whole lot of pressure, but the spam through connecting.
Yeah, would have taken out ASAPS too.
He tried. King's Bulldog dealing a little bit of damage, doing a little bit of work.
Do you invest the Viper's Pit here if you're Cortesia? I feel like you should. He gets taken out.
Yeah, he's not going to get a shot at it. Now a 2v2. Shenum committing to the plant. Tex is in a really good spot. The nade's going to help off the swing, though. He's going to try to play around this, and there's not a lot of room. Noswer against Tex. A 1v1. How does Noswer play this? Trying to get out, trying to stay alive, and Tex saves the day for LEV.
How many times is he gonna bail Leviathan out? But at this point, he's Mr. Reliable. He keeps on giving for LEV. So many clutch moments, so many 1v1s won. And now Cortesia left thinking maybe he should have invested that Viper's Pit to secure that round. How many times is he gonna be? Nice work.
A timeout called, wisely so. The first from either side.
And of course, in map 3 fashion on split, it's a banger.
That is what they say, all bangers end on split.
Yeah, it's definitely what you say, that's for sure. You got me saying it now.
I mean, it's just right so many times.
Yeah, it is. It's such a good map. It's this back and forth chess game. MIBR, they were winning a lot of rounds with brute force. Tex, the one we said needed to step up, he's been doing just that. That's his role in this composition when you're playing against the double duelist. And okay, maybe it's not on the actual entries of the site, but when he's left alone, to be able to clutch up like that in 2 of the most impactful rounds when it comes to economy, when it comes to advantage, that's where you've seen his progression as a player.
I mean, he's kept them in this thing. He's answered the call.
Solely, and he's gonna have to deal with this overwhelming force that is the stinger of Art Scene.
Satchel's Heart, remember, he hasn't been able to find any the last 3 times out. This will not be any different. The defense holding up just fine. Stalwart in their approach. Stalwart in their stand. A 1v1, again, it's Tex. Who else but Tex?
This time taking out Shedham to close it out. The other person on MIBR that has been winning every single clutch, Art Scene, is now getting punished. And you would think after the